Youngstown, Warren, and Salem sports talk is on the iMedia1 network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
It's time to kick back and listen to the sports page with your host, Pat Lucia, right here on Western Reserve Radio. You can call the show at 330-707-4202 and tell everyone what's on your mind in the wonderful world of sports. Now, here's your host, Pat Lucia.
Saturday morning sports page. Pat Lucia, Dave Clark. Winter wonderland, 330-707-4202. Get in and talk sports. We do it every Saturday morning here. Here is Western Reserve Radio as we navigate our way. It is Super Bowl weekend finally, Dave Clark. Mm-hmm. Get talk about the game. What's going on with that? 4.5 point is the spread.
Right.
A lot of people think it should be more. I think Seattle's much better than that. Trying to figure that out.
Right.
If you look at New England, we'll get breaking it down. Their path there, they haven't been very impressive, offensively anyway.
Right.
And been lucky. Very lucky. Denver, kind of lucky. Lucky kind of against Houston. Stroud turned into a kind of a human turnover machine. Gave them.
He actually gave that.
He kind of handed them
problems with that
game.
defense. Patriots having problems with that Houston defense. That defense was something else.
The defense was something else. Had the offense done anything.
And you get Bo Nix get injured.
Yes.
That helps New England.
Yes.
Nothing against Jared Stidham, but he's been a guy that's been sitting all season long, and you put him in the biggest game for you now to do it. And he did well early, but then later, and then the weather. Everything worked in their favor, even if you was trying to make adjustments. Second half, winter wonderland. You couldn't even see in front of you almost. So, it all comes back to Sean Payton not kicking that field goal. He kicks that field goal. They might be going into overtime or something and fighting for it. Maybe even the circumstance don't even happen that way if he kicks that field goal because the game is different then. It's a 2-score game, so the strategies are different. Nope. And I was very shocked because I wouldn't have put all that on Stidham like that. He did well. He scored. Now let him get 3 points behind him too. Get him out in front really good so you can. But to do it like that in a 1-score game, and New England got enough talent offensively, at least maybe get a score, or defensively they might get one. So I was shocked when they did that. They said, yeah, go for it. I was like, wow. I know the weather's decent, but I just think at playoff time, you take every opportunity for points. I don't think I leave any points on the field.
No.
I'm kicking field goals. I'm going anytime I can score, I want to score, whatever it is. So, but hey, that's our guy, Sean Payton.
Definitely overthought it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like you said, that field goal, I think, in a way, he'll always think about it. And he'll always come back and say, well, I should have. Even though he would never admit that.
No, he's not going to admit it.
But he knows that.
He should have.
And he'll always know that, maybe it'll set a precedent moving forward, because it seems that these coaches going for it on fourth down just seems to almost be the norm.
Yeah, now
Now it seems to be the norm. I mean, these guys just don't even blink. Fourth down, 5, 4th and 4.
Yeah.
You're at.
Well, they be doing 4th and 8s and stuff.
Yeah, 4th and 8.
And that's the thing that gets me. I mean, I understand it's 4th down, 2, critical game. I'm going to try it sometimes. But when they go, it's 4th and 7. It's in the second quarter. I'm like, what are you doing? They're going to, in their own territory. That's the other part we're not talking about. They might go 4th and 7. They at their 33-yard line.
But they've done it.
Yeah, they can get, that's a 50-yard field goal. Weather conditions kind of, I'm an in-between. Punt was, so let's just try it. Let's go for it. I get that one.
That I get.
But in my own territory?
No.
Nah, I can't. I'm sorry.
Or when you're inside their 20, you have a chip shot field goal, and you need points, you take the points.
That, right.
Like Peyton.
You just take them.
That was a chip shot. You kick it. You get your points. You got a backup quarterback.
And that kicker doesn't miss it in the first half.
Not.
Did you see how that ball took? He kicked it. That thing took off like it was blowing in the wind. I mean, it was blowing in the wind. Gone.
And that's it.
It took off right, and was gone. But in the early game, part of the game, it was not blowing like that. He would have made that field goal.
We've got the game. We'll get into it a little bit more as the show goes on. We go to noon today. We talk about the coaching carousel. Now all the coaching spots have been filled. Mm-hmm. No black coaches have been hired. Let's call it for what this is. They've had one minority coach, which is Saleh. Robert Saleh is Lebanese.
Right.
So that would be I guess if they're going to keep track.
Yeah, they'll use that.
They'll use that. Well, that's your one hire. That's a minority. But there were no other. There were 10 openings this year. Mm-hmm. 7 last year. 10 this year. 17 openings, 32 teams. So within a 13-month time frame, the NFL has turned over more than half of their coaches.
Right.
And again, so Roger Goodell said they're going to revisit or reevaluate the Rooney Rule.
Yeah, well, you might as well, because it's
for what that's worth.
I don't know.
I don't know
it's
what
a procedure.
Yeah,
they know who they want.
Yes.
Let me get him and him. Okay,
Right.
We've got the requirements.
Yep,
and we're done.
Right.
And so
they go through the hoop and the hurdle of the interview, but they know who they're hiring, but they will interview the minority candidate to fit the bill,
criteria, yep.
The criteria,
yeah, that's
or
all.
requirement, what do you want to call it?
That's all.
All it is. And at the end of the day, NFL, these owners, and it is the owners pretty much calling the shots here.
Yeah,
they hire the coaches.
Yeah. And it's a catch-22 too, Pat, because if anybody's listening, they probably say, "Oh yeah, you would say," especially myself, would say that they're not hiring anybody. This is the thing. I'm against them if they go to a situation where they try to force you to hire a black coach or any minority coach. Just force you to do that. I think that's wrong too.
Yeah.
But come on now.
10?
You watch this game, you're going to tell me, like you said, all those openings, and then over the last, what was it, you said 17 months?
There were
out 17 openings.
13, if you take the actual months, which was 13 months, because that takes in the tail end of last year, you had 7 firings last year.
And 10 this year.
10 this year. So, and taken a 13-month period between when the first coach, from the end of the season, whatever.
Until
but
now.
there were 17 openings out of
And
30. There was 32 teams. There's 17 openings.
So it's
more
over
than
half. And you got how many out of it?
Well, this year, you mean as far as the minorities? That's a good question because you have to look at last year of the seven firings. How many minority candidates? Well, Aaron Glenn
was
one that we know of.
That might be it.
He might only be the one. Now, here's another interesting tidbit. If you're working for the Jets, I heard this yesterday with LeVar Arrington, Jonas Knox, and Brady Quinn doing their show. I listen to it every day, and they're really good to listen, all three of them. And they were saying that Aaron Glenn wanted to hire Wink Martindale to be his defensive coordinator. But the owner said, no, you're not going to hire him. So you're going to call the defensive plays because that's your background. But Glenn's like, but he's the head coach. Why is he calling the defensive plays if he's the head coach? But evidently Woody Johnson said, no, that's what.
Well, there he is.
So there you go.
Because now, can Glenn do it? Yes.
Yeah, but he's the head coach. He shouldn't be doing that.
No, he shouldn't have to do it.
Right.
I mean, you got, who was I listening to? Last week was talking about that kind of situation. You might have heard it. I don't know. They said something about doing that is tough.
Yeah.
You say you got guys, you got Shanahan that does it. Ben Johnson has done a great job. But even Ben Johnson, I forgot, did he hire him yet or somebody's hiring this year for, this upcoming season to be the offensive coordinator for the Bears.
Right.
Now, we have a lot of input. Oh, I know he will because Ben Johnson is an excellent play caller. That's why he was so good for Detroit. In Chicago's turnaround, we've seen it. But he wants an offensive coordinator in so it can allow him to do some other things and do the overall of the team. So to not allow a guy to hire, it's not to saying Glenn's not going to have his input. Yeah, that's his background. He's going to have his input. He's the head coach. He can have input on every part of the thing. But not to have a coordinator and telling them. Now, if he doesn't want one, certain ones don't do that. They call it plays themselves. Like, I don't even know who's the offensive coordinator for
the
Denver.
Rams, or Denver, right?
Yeah.
Because Peyton and McVay
both call
they call their own
Yeah,
plays.
Shanahan calls his own. But to have somebody in place, why wouldn't you have two good minds like that? Martindale's an excellent defensive coordinator.
Excellent defensive
So why not get him in there? Now, see, I didn't know he was looking at Wink Martindale. I know he had talked to, they didn't want Rex, I guess, back in, but Aaron Glenn was even talking about Rex Ryan.
Yeah, bring Rex Ryan
back, yeah. But
evidently Woody said no.
Yeah, and you don't want none of those guys. And then to tell Aaron Glenn you can't do it,
how
is he the head coach?
Let me ask you a
Mellon.
question. How is, realistically here, Saleh was the head coach, Jets, got fired, and they waited to fire him during the season, which that never works out.
Yeah.
So instead of firing Saleh right before the season started, which was supposedly what he was going to do, he waited and then fires him like 5 or 6 games into the season, which if you want your team not to succeed, especially the NFL, NBA is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball could be different, but not the NFL. When you fire your coach during the season, you are basically, sadly, waving a white flag saying our season's over because you're not going to succeed. Your season is over. You throw the defensive or your offensive coordinator and head coach. Okay. So here's my point, though. You see the dysfunction Jets as they are. How do you really – I feel sorry for Aaron Glenn because I don't know how he can succeed with that. And so this is what I sadly see for Aaron Glenn. The season's probably not going to go well, and he'll get fired. And he'll be back as a D coordinator somewhere. Mm-hmm. Maybe he gets another bite at the apple, sort of to speak. Maybe. But then the Jets will go out and hire another coach, and it'll be Groundhog Day over again because
Right.
it's just going to be Woody doing what he does and Woody create. It's just total dysfunction. When I heard this thing about that, he wanted Aaron Glenn wanted to hire Wink Martindale. Now, he looked at Rex Ryan, but who's an excellent D coordinator that the Giants had, and he quit because of what Dable fired his assistants without telling him, and then Wink Martindale
and I
went
understood
in,
that. That's
and that
what
made
do you
no
do that?
sense at all because
You got to have a discussion.
you
with
got
the
to
D
talk
coordinator.
to Wink Martindale to say, hey, these two defensive assistants that you have, I think I want to fire them, and then Wink Martindale says, no, you can't. They're my guys, and so, but Dable fired those two defensive assistants to Wink Martindale without telling. In fact, I believe Wink Martindale read about it, either heard it on the news or read it on the internet, couldn't believe it, calls Dable evidently not happy, and then one thing leads to another, and Wink Martindale leaves, quits.
Right.
And they say, well, we fired him. Well, he quit. But bottom line is,
they called it firing, but he absolutely
we know
quit.
what happened.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, I look at that, and then I look at the situation with the Jets, and I don't understand why you don't hire who your head coach wants to hire. Like Woody Johnson worried about money? Does he want he doesn't want to pay a defensive coordinator top money because he wants Aaron Glenn to do that because he can't afford it? I mean,
No.
I guess here's my other part, and I guess I'm kind of like this way. I always try to get into the head of Woody Johnson, which is probably a scary thing. But what is your reasoning there? Like, what are you thinking about? Like, okay, you go to Aaron Glenn, you make him your head coach. He struggles his first year. They fire the offensive coordinator, fire the defensive coordinator. You could see they're floundering here. Okay, so Aaron Glenn wants to try to start new. Figure, let me go out and get a good D coordinator. You say, no. You can't do that. You need to be the defensive coordinator because that's your background. But you're the head coach.
Mm-hmm. Well, that actually looks like I want to give me grounds
so
to fire
you. Be the head? Yeah, well,
no,
yeah.
Gives me grounds to get you fired because
right.
when you're not able to keep everything under control and your defense may not be playing well, I got a couple of options of why I'm getting rid of you. Your defense stinks.
Yeah.
And you're not doing well on defense, and you're not organizing these guys together. But when you have your head coach that says, hey, let me get a defensive coordinator, it's not to say he's not going to have input. I know he's going to have input. Without question, he's going to have input. But why would you allow that? Because that would help him so much having that defensive coordinator go and run it. If he sees something that's not going correctly, he can go to the D coordinator and veto whatever he's talking about, and we're going to do this because he's the head coach. But when you have him have all these obligations, and now he's got to try to get a team that has not been, they got talent, but things just don't ever work out right. You are saying that, to me, the message I get is, I'm just waiting for things to build up, and now I have a reason to fire you. That's why they had a scenario of just firing people over and over. It doesn't make any sense to do what he's doing, especially to come to Aaron. Aaron Glenn's the one that said he wanted a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
It'd be different if, they were just talking about they need a defensive coordinator, and Aaron Glenn didn't say that. That's different because maybe Aaron Glenn doesn't want. He don't mind being. But if he says he's looking for one, that lets me know that he wants to take a little bit of that off of himself so he can actually organize his staff, direct his staff, and oversee everything of that team. That's what a head coach wants to do. But, this is like who got hired? Was it Jesse Minter, Baltimore? He actually said, I'm going to be calling the defense. That's his background. That's what he's going to do. But he is going to have a defensive coordinator. But he's going to be the guy, though. He's the guy to call him. But he's always got a guy there that if he needs to take over what he's doing and allow him to do other things, that's there. But if you don't have one in place, well, you're going to have to tell you can tell the defensive line coach, but now you're telling the defensive line coach or the linebacker coach to have another obligation to what he's doing. And that could cause an issue there. So it just doesn't make any sense. I don't know why. Especially since he knew Aaron Glenn actually was looking for one.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. It just seemed like he's setting them up for failure to me.
right. That's how I feel. I feel that Woody Johnson is figuring, okay, if I think Aaron Glenn, I thought he was going to get fired at the end of this year. I was surprised that Woody kept him
Yeah.
because I just think that Woody's just like, you know, didn't like. He has no patience. He's another one I think called no patience.
Well,
league.
he needs to find out what happened to our man in Carolina because he had no patience. And
No.
this time he just said, let me stay out of this and see what they can do. And they actually had a decent season,
And-
Carolina fans.
Yeah,
Nobody expected that.
Tepper. Yeah,
Tepper, that's it. Tepper. I couldn't think of his.
Yeah.
Yep. Tepper.
David Tepper. But I give him credit in that he finally got the management team in, meaning the coaching, down, and evidently, like I said, he did let them do their thing, and he basically, it looks like they're on the way.
Yeah.
They're on
right
the path
track.
now.
Yeah.
He finally got them on the right track.
Right. I'm glad he allowed that coach.
And I think he let the coach kind of,
he
and they
got
stayed
that.
with the quarterback,
That too. I got to give him all
Bryce
the credit.
Young.
Yeah.
So they kept Bryce Young there. They didn't give up on him. So between that and the fact that they, pretty much kept on, plan, the defense played good. He got the offense. Bryce Young is starting to look pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
They played the Rams very competitive.
Yeah.
Almost could have beat the Rams.
And they did beat him in that.
They beat
game
him in the
during
regular season.
Yep.
And almost beat him again.
Yeah, they sure
very
did.
hard to beat a team twice in a season like that. So they look like at least they were on the right path finally. For a while there, we were shaking our head because they were going through coaches and they seemed like a lot of upheaval. And Tepper bought the team, and there was like, he evidently, I gotta give him credit, is because, he found the right management team, coaching staff to get in there and make changes, but he stayed with Bryce Young. Now, their only decision is going to be Bryce Young's contract will be coming up. They'll probably have to pick up that 5th year.
Yeah.
And Houston's going to be faced with that too.
Right.
With Stroud, is what are they going to do with Stroud? But getting back to the Jets, they hired Frank Reich as their offensive coordinator,
which is
probably a
move.
good hire because
Yeah.
Frank Reich was a head coach, and
he
that's
was a
his
good offensive coordinator.
very
with
good
Philly
offensive for Philly.
Yeah.
Won the Super Bowl. He was that offensive coordinator on
Yep.
the team with
Right.
Nick Foles.
Right.
So they're going to bring in, but now you need the quarterback.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to, now Justin Fields is, I got to look it up, but I think he's a free agent. Or does he have another year under the contract? I think he's a free agent. So, but they're not obviously coming back with Justin Fields, but they have to go find a quarterback now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Mel Kiper had them picking in his mock draft. I think they were going to pick the kid out of Alabama.
Yeah, Ty Simpson.
Yeah, Ty Simpson in the mock draft.
Yep. But the guy that I've seen today, and not just there, he's going to be people's going to be after him all over the place in this free agency. It's going to be crazy. It's Malik Willis, and that's one of the guys that they said the Jets would be looking at to try to get a hold of him. I mean, we know they're dysfunctional, but you can't blame any team going after that guy because he showed that he could definitely play. He get behind the right coaches. To coach him up as a quarterback, Malik Willis showed great promise with the Packers, and so he could definitely, he's going to be a hot item. There's no doubt about that. So
the contract for Justin Fields is, he actually has 1 year left. He would get $23 million paid. Now, if they cut him loose, the dead cap hit is $22 million.
Okay.
$23 million cap hit, 22 dead cap. So it looks like, it says here he signed a 2-year, $40 million contract in March of 2025 featuring $30 million in total guarantees. The deal includes $15 million signing bonus. For 2026, he's due $20 million in cash with a $23 million cap hit, though he is a prime candidate to be released or traded. Mm-hmm. So he will probably be released or traded, probably released, because I don't know if...
Yeah. I think they will release, especially if they get somebody in free agency. You can almost guarantee that he's going to be released.
And then he'll be looking for... And some team will pick him up.
Yeah, he's still going to get picked
back.
up. Maybe somebody's going to pick him up. I mean, it's not like he's on the heap and you just throw him out.
No.
The Wolves. No, he's going to be somewhere on somebody's roster.
Yeah, someone will pick him up.
Yeah.
Quarterback, NFL.
You have to.
Back up.
That's just, I mean, you got to have him. You got to have a guy that can come in and do something. He'll be able to do that. It's not like he can't function at all.
No.
He's just not a consistent guy, but that's okay as a backup. That's why they're a backup. I mean, they come in, but they can do stuff in pinches for you. They can come in and win a game or so for you, but that's not your guy for a 17-game season. That's all.
No. He can come in. Right now, if you look at Malik Willis's contract, he's got to
make some money next year.
Oh, yeah. He is actually an unrestricted free agent.
Mm-hmm.
So he is out there on the market looking for a team.
Yep.
So
he's unrestricted, you said, right?
Unrestricted.
Oh, yeah. So he's out there.
He's a UFA, unrestricted free agent.
Yeah, because I'm sure the Packers are going to try to get him back, but he's probably going to want to try to navigate the waters of free agency first before you just make that commitment.
Well, this will be the interesting part, is he may be, if you're looking at free agent quarterbacks, I'll look up at the list, but he may be the number one.
Yeah, I think so.
He may be the number one quarterback in the NFL as a free agent.
Yeah.
Here it is. Just so for the record, if you're looking, here are the top free agent quarterbacks for 2026 this year. They got Malik Willis, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones, number two, but he'll be coming off an injury. Aaron Rodgers is now number three. He's a free agent. Marcus Mariota, Gardner Minshew, Trey Lance, Joe Flacco, Tyrod Taylor, Carson Wentz, and Mitchell Trubisky.
Well, the guys that there's a few in there. I know they're going to be on roster. Somebody going to get them.
Oh, yeah.
But I knew Malik Willis right away.
They
and
got
who was after him?
They actually have him number one.
Right. And who do they have after him?
Daniel Jones is two.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers
he's healthy,
three.
He's going to be looked at right away. Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, this is possible. He may go back to Green Bay. That's already been talked. I mean, not Green Bay. Back to Pittsburgh
because Mike McCarthy's there.
He wants him back, and I think he may go back, give him some kind of stability for one more year at least. Yeah. But after that, there's a couple more interesting guys too.
Well, Marcus Mariota's always been pretty good.
Yeah, that's a guy. You take a guy like that. He's a team player, and then when he has the quarterback, he comes in and do an excellent job wherever. He's been in Philly, in Washington last year. All kind of places, Raiders, whenever he had to come in, you don't like, oh, why Mariota's in there. Nope. That's a seasoned professional, and he can win games for you too. So, yeah, those are the kind of guys you'll want as your backup, you know. And if Philly was smart, I'd get him back if I could.
Oh, I would.
Yeah.
If I was Philly, I would definitely.
If they can get him back, I would.
I would try to get him back.
Mm-hmm. Because he's solid, so you always want somebody like that back there. But there's a lot of quarterback news going on, especially the Joe Burrow thing. You heard about that, haven't you?
No, please.
Oh, well, if people looking on the internet and see it, Joe Burrow. Oh, there's the music.
There's our music. That's good. We'll bring that up after this quick break. Saturday Morning Sports Page. Back after a real quick timeout. on Western Reserve Radio.
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear. Because for years, he's only said,
only you can prevent wildfires.
But there's a lot more to say. Like if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
If you want to stay on top of your health, one simple thing to do
is take the pledge to go and get screened for the cancers that might affect you.
So stand up to cancer and take the pledge at GetScreenedNow.org.
It only takes a minute to take care of yourself, and nothing rhymes with org.
Talk to your doctor about your health and screenings that are right for you.
Saturday morning sports page right back at you. 330-707-4202. Get in and talk sports. Do it every Saturday morning here. Here is Western Reserve Radio as we motor through this weekend. Big Super Bowl finally here. It'll be the Patriots taking on the Seahawks. And see the replay of the old Super Bowl. The one that Russell Wilson, I believe that was 2015, where Russell Wilson threw the pass instead of handing the ball off to Marshawn Lynch, which would have given the Seahawks the win, throws the interception, handing the Patriots their Super Bowl, one of many. So bottom line is it's a replay of that Super Bowl, obviously different teams altogether. That's been about 11, actually scary thinking about it. 11 years ago that happened, that Super Bowl. So we'll be tuckered in tomorrow. Kickoff is, I believe, 6:40 or 6:30. So anyway, we'll have that to deal with. And then after that, now football will be basically hanging out, looking to see what free agents end up, where they go. I know Dave Clark had to step out for a bit, but we're looking at the rumors. He brought up Joe Burrow, and there is a rumor out there, which we just love rumors. Supposedly there is a deal potentially out there with the Minnesota Vikings. It says here that the rumors are suggesting that the Minnesota Vikings may target Cincinnati Bengal quarterback Joe Burrow in a blockbuster trade for 2026 off season. Well, then does that basically mean reporting? Obviously, it would reunite him with Justin Jefferson. Reported that though unconfirmed offers include they would trade J.J. McCarthy, Jonathan Grenard, and multiple first-round picks in order to trade and get Joe Burrow as a Minnesota Viking. So obviously the J.J. McCarthy days would be long gone, and he would be a Bengal, and Joe Burrow would be a Minnesota Viking. So interesting, interesting because that would be a difference if Joe Burrow became a Minnesota Viking. They would have to figure they would be evidently a favorite to win the division, potentially a Super Bowl contender, because that's been, if you look at Minnesota's team, they failed. That's basically what really was their downfall. They had no quarterback. J.J. McCarthy, let's call it for what this is. I won't go out on I'm not going to say J.J.'s a bust, but he's just call it as he needs further development in the NFL game. I never really thought J.J. McCarthy was a first-round pick when I saw him play at Michigan. I looked at J.J. McCarthy as being, I thought he was a third or fourth round pick. See what you got. But Minnesota made him, I believe, the 9th pick overall. I just didn't think he was that good. I know he beat Ohio State, but I thought Michigan did it more with running, defensive play. Line play was excellent. And JJ made some good plays when he needed to make them. But I didn't think he was I didn't think he was a first-round NFL quarterback pick. But it doesn't matter what I think. Minnesota basically thought he was a first-round pick. But, he really hasn't worked out. He was injured his whole rookie year, sat out with a torn meniscus to the knee. Last year when he did play, he was up and down. I would say he was more down than up. And the Cincinnati and the Vikings basically were out of the playoffs fairly early. Finished the season, I believe, 9-8, but not in the playoffs. And they were out of the playoffs with about 4 weeks left in the season.
Right.
And you could see where the team was trending. They weren't going to make the playoffs. And the games they won, they were already out of the playoffs. They had, I think, a little winning streak at the end of the year. I believe they won 3 straight going out. But they were out of the playoffs, though, and they were not getting in. And JJ just didn't really look like an NFL quarterback to me. He looked like he struggled. Now, not to say he could get better.
Yeah, I think that.
And he could.
I definitely think that. I never was like that about J.J. McCarthy. I just didn't think.
Did you think he was a first-round pick, though?
Well, I know he's going. Yeah. And the reason I think he's a first-round pick because quarterbacks are always going in that projection when there's not a lot of quarterback. I don't care if it's not a lot of quarterback.
Let me ask you a question.
They still draft him anyway.
Oh, yeah.
He was going to go somebody.
Here's my question. Okay. Will Howard, the following year with the Buckeyes, they go on a roll. They win a title.
Right.
Okay. Now, I could be wrong. I am always. But I didn't see a real big gap between Will Howard and J.J. McCarthy.
The difference is when Will Howard had the quarterback, and I watched him all the time at Kansas State.
Yeah.
He was a turnover machine.
He had problems, right.
So people seen that.
Right, at Kansas State. But when he got with the Buckeyes.
Right, that camouflage because of them able to run the football. Well, they could run the football at Kansas State too, but he had better receivers.
Right.
And things like that. And then the type of offense they run.
Right.
Is different. It's wide open.
Do you think there was, as far as did you think there was that big of a gap?
No,
between
you couldn't really tell with JJ. And the reason I say that because Michigan doesn't run an NFL offense.
No, they didn't.
That's why Tom Brady wasn't real high.
No, he fell.
But how did they? Well, he fell because they had a lot of quarterbacks too, but
they had
thinking, it was
Henson.
a lot of
He had Drew Henson.
But I'm not even talking about at Michigan. I'm talking about when he came out in the draft. There was a lot of quarterbacks.
Yeah, there were a lot of quarterbacks. Yeah.
Now it don't seem like we had it as much as before. So you look at the talent, you say, okay, I'll take that guy, and I'll get this guy.
Right.
So that's why they seen the talent. First, the athletic talent is ridiculous with J.J. McCarthy. And then they done had him at camp to see that he can make all the throws, but you still got to play quarterback in the NFL.
Right.
That's why Minshew, and now I understand why he's fired. He is the one that said, we invested a first-round draft choice.
Yeah,
let's start him. That's what he should have did. That he sat out the entire season. He never threw a true NFL preseason, but I'm talking about in the NFL during the season. He didn't do it. You don't get rid of Darnold. You could have kept him one more season, then got him ready, because you could have sprinkled J.J. McCarthy in with Darnold all during the season. They probably would have made the playoffs. Then you could say, okay, I'll see you later. Almost like years ago, San Fran, Steve Young, we just sprinkle him in, and see you later, Montana. You go to Kansas City, because he was ready. You didn't know if McCarthy, it was a crapshoot.
That's what
I'm saying.
Cost the GM his job.
That's what cost him.
And the fact that Darnold's in the Super Bowl, that doesn't help either for the GM.
Yeah.
Because here's the guy you gave up on, or you decided you didn't want. He is now in the Super Bowl and obviously favored in the Super Bowl. And the guy that you put your chips in the pile, which is the J.J. McCarthy pile, struggled. There were signs that he looked good, but then there were signs he did not look good. Right. The team struggled, but it's a very talented team, except for the quarterback. Yeah. That was where hurt your team.
Well,
because you didn't have the quarterback.
Because I would look at, I would never say he's not talented, but I would say he's not experienced and don't have the ability to play at the NFL level yet.
Right.
But the talent is there.
We think, yeah.
We see they're seeing. That's what I'm saying. You could see that he can make all the throws. That's the thing they worried about Howard, because he was always late on throws.
Right.
Because Kansas State played more of an NFL.
And that's where he struggled.
And they struggled.
But he got with the Buckeyes.
They don't play an NFL-style offense. It's one read and go.
Right.
And see, that's perfect. When you got great receivers, you go right to that one read and done. If you don't, he can try to run out. And then you got back so you can get it off to. That's what theirs is, a one-read offense. When you're trying to play Kansas State, I'm going to go to my second, third read. He's not good at that. But can he be?
Right.
Yes.
Develop.
Because allowing him to play in a quick firing offense like Ohio State's, he looked good. Now you get with Pittsburgh and not play.
No, not
but
at all.
learn
But
behind
learn
Rodgers and all that. They say he's getting better and
He's
better.
getting better.
He's not ready yet, but he's getting better and better. That's perfect. So
And
if Rodgers come back
for one more year,
and you could sprinkle Howard in there, he might be ready the next year.
He may be your guy.
He might be because he's not a bad athlete.
No,
he's not. He can run out.
And
he's
he's a
tough
big guy.
and he's tough too.
Yeah, he's a tough guy, and he's big. He's
But
like
that's the
about
only-
6'5", 230. So
And
he's
in
got the
Kansas
size.
State, I liked him. He could fire the ball, but he was always late on reads.
On
Well,
reads.
until he get to learn that, I think he could be, and then he could be better. He might could be better than J.J. McCarthy.
Potentially, down the road.
But McCarthy he got good athletic ability. He can run, he can do things and all that, but that doesn't measure up. This is like Justin Fields. If you go athletically, he can measure up to any kind
And
of
he
back.
can run like tomorrow. Yeah,
but
got
he's
the
not
speed,
no
but
NFL.
no.
He doesn't show that. He just hasn't progressed.
He still hasn't progressed to that. Now, not to say he can't.
Now, is he talented enough? That's what I said. That's why I don't say it, but talent. McCarthy got it. Justin Fields got talent, but they just haven't adapted to the NFL game yet.
And the sad thing with
and they should have never did that to they really shouldn't have did that to Justin Fields either.
No,
because I think they should have had somebody in front of him and let him just
with
learn.
The Bears,
yeah, just let them learn. Because you ruin some guys like that. You put them out too soon, and they just be ruined.
The thing is, though, too, with Fields going to the Jets was not a good move on his part. Look at this, now they're looking at Sam Darnold, where he came with the Jets.
Yeah.
He is the first player in that draft class with the 2017 draft class to go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
You had Baker, Josh Allen,
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson. You go through those all the quarterbacks that were drafted, and he is the first one to go to the Super Bowl in that class.
Right.
But Darnold started with the Jets and had mononucleosis, saw ghosts, and didn't do well in New York. But again, that's the Jets. The Jets bring. I have convinced that the Jets bring the worst out in everybody. They just do. Coaches, they set up their coach to fail. I think Aaron Glenn. I don't know if Aaron Glenn starts out, or the Jets start out 0-7 or 0-5. I think Aaron Glenn.
Well, yeah, I don't think he'll get to 0-7.
He'll get fired.
Yeah, I think he'll get fired before then.
That's the thing is now you're going into the season, and you're looking at the Jets, and you're thinking Aaron Glenn is on. His seat isn't just hot; it's an inferno. And now you're just going to go into the next season thinking, when does Aaron Glenn get fired? I mean, I'd love to go to FanDuel, one of the betting sites, and ask what's the whatever the over under how many games is Aaron Glenn going to get to before he gets fired?
They might have that on there
next year.
I wouldn't be surprised they had that on there.
Is it like 10?
No,
9?
Well, it could be 10 if he's 4-6. But I'm telling you, if he's 0-5,
if he's 0-5, you think
it's going to? Oh yeah, I think it's close to. It's over.
If you do that, why don't you just fire him now?
Yeah, depending on who they plan to.
But Frank's a good offensive coordinator, but you don't have your problem is you don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, well, that's what they got to get. They got to get a quarterback.
Now they have to go out.
They got decent offensive linemen.
Offensive line is okay, but again, you've got to get and you've got to look at you're looking at if you're Malik Willis, you're going to have a lot of offers. I'm not going to the Jets. If I'm Malik Willis's agent, I pull him aside and say, Malik, you have a potential to be a really good quarterback in this league. You're developing. You were a third-round pick coming out of Liberty. You went to Tennessee, but you got to Green Bay. You learned, evidently, yeah. So don't go to – I don't care how much money they offer you. Don't go there. Don't go to the Jets. Now, but he could go there maybe with Frank Reich.
Yeah.
Things could be better. Mm-hmm. I don't have a lot of faith, though, and I don't blame Reich. I think Reich's a very good offensive coordinator. But I just have a problem with that organization as a whole.
Well, I just got a problem with Woody Johnson.
Well, that's the organization.
Because,
right.
If the offensive coordinator they had before him, so Frank Reich, give him a shot. And if he gets a Malik Willis, the offensive line, they got the first-round draft choice last year from Penn State, who did well this year. Bear Tucker got injured. Probably was one of the best guards in the NFL. So he gets back. Their center's pretty good, and their other tackle. They got to get, I forgot who the guard is on the right side today. I think he'll be gone. So they're fine with Jason Taylor's son as the tight end. They got they still have what's the receiver from Ohio State? You know what I'm talking about. I can't think of his name. No. They still have him at receiver, so that's good. They got good backs, even though they're talking about trading their top back, but they got ones behind them that's ready to take over. Let Frank Reich have some say in what they're going to do too, offensively, because that's what the Philly let them do, and it changed everything, and that's what they need to do there. Woody Johnson should be kidnapped. Oh, I shouldn't say that on air. I shouldn't say that.
No, that's not appropriate.
But
that's not appropriate. That's not a good thing.
Woody Johnson is he just
you
meddles.
The problem you have ultimately, that's an inappropriate comment. Yeah, you can't say that. Not in lieu of what is occurring.
Yeah, I know, but
No,
Woody
that's
Johnson
not.
is horrible.
Woody
man.
Johnson is just a terrible owner. But you could almost rank owners. You got Haslam. You could
They're
start
fighting. They're fighting for it, but Woody's
who's
horrible.
worse owner?
Both of them probably tied, aren't they?
They're tied there. I don't know who's worse owner there.
God, that's a good one.
Is it Woody Johnson? Garrett Wilson is the wide receiver you're referring to.
Yeah, he's got to just stay healthy, but he is an excellent receiver. They can run. They got a line. Like I said, they got a line. Just let the guys coach.
When you look at their since we've gone down the rabbit hole of the New York Jets, why not? Looking at their left guard is John Simpson. That's their starter, and Joe Tipperman is the right guard. John Simpson is the left guard.
Yeah, he took over for Tucker, I believe, though.
Yeah, Tucker was out on the IR.
Yeah, that's the guy. Right
the other guys, the other guard, they have Xavier Newman was also on the IR, left guard. Cole.
What's the tackle with
is it
that
Cole
name?
Laveau? Yeah, Cole Laveau, and the other one is Marquise Hayes, is the right guard backup. So that's your offensive line. If you look at your tackles real quick, you've got Ahmad Menbau.
That's the one from Penn State?
Yeah.
I think that's the guy from Penn State.
No, Missouri.
Missouri? Okay. Then
he went to Missouri. And then the other tackle is the left tackle is Alu.
With the funny name. I'm trying to think.
Is it Fashnu?
Yeah, is that the one?
He's the Penn Stater.
That's
he's a kid.
Yeah.
He's only
he came in young.
He's 23.
Yeah.
Out of first round out of Penn State.
Yeah.
So I think the thing is, if you're looking at the Jets, and I know, but ultimately I think you have some talent on the team. The problem you have is and here's your quarterbacks. They don't even list.
I wouldn't even list any.
They don't even. Here's your just. If you're a Jet fan, and there are many, many Jet fans out there,
yep.
But here are your quarterbacks rolling into next year. They don't even have Justin Fields on the roster anymore.
I wonder if, well, you know what? He must have had the 2-year contract with an option.
Evidently.
Yeah, because if he got an option, then he wouldn't be on there.
He's not on there.
So, yeah.
Brady Cook is your starter, Tyrod Taylor, Hendon Hooker, and Bailey Zappi.
Nah. Not all of them, but Tyrod Taylor might move on somewhere else.
Tyrod's just old, and he gets hurt a lot.
He'd be a backup. He's about what, 33?
Backup.
34?
Yeah. Tyrod's a solid backup.
I don't know how old he is. He might be mid-30s.
36.
36?
Yeah, Tyrod's getting a little long in the tooth.
Well, I want him on as a backup, but I'm talking about you got to get rid of them other guys. Brady Cook, he was all right at Missouri. He wasn't bad. He wasn't bad, but he can't be my starter. You can't come into that guy as your starter.
Hendon Hooker had the bad injury.
Yeah, that's the thing. Or he would have been the first round. He could potentially
be. But Brady Cook is your starter.
Yeah.
So
I know he ended the season as starter, but he's not going to.
He's 24 years old. He's out of Missouri. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at the Jets going into next year, is you're up against the point is. Frank Reich is your offensive coordinator. You need to find a quarterback. There are free agents out there.
Mm-hmm.
Top free agent is Malik Willis.
And that's who they're going after him.
And I think that's who you basically start to look at.
Because who did you say was after him? Malik Willis?
After Malik Willis, they actually have Daniel Jones, but he's coming off an injury, so you don't quite know
what to do on that.
What he is, and he is injury prone.
And that's
Aaron Rodgers is probably staying, and then it's Marcus Mariota, Gardner Minshew, Trey Lance, Joe Flacco, Tyrod Taylor, Carson Wentz, and Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, and all those guys will be backups.
Right. So, or you do what Mel Kiper thinks they might do, which usually Mel is pretty spot on, is they go after Simpson out of Alabama.
Yeah, what pick they have?
Well, they have
the 6th.
They have the 17th pick, but they also have the 6th pick.
6th pick too.
Wait a minute. No, let me see.
I don't know why 6 was in my mind. That might
Second.
be somebody else. Second. Whoa.
They have the way they have it right now. they have the second pick, and I believe they have the 17th pick.
Now, they might try to get more picks because I don't think they would take Ty Simpson at number 2.
No.
That's
the way they've
quick.
got this, Mel Kiper had it nailed. Mel Kiper's got Mendoza going to the Raiders. Then the Jets would take Arvell Reese out of Ohio State.
Yeah.
And then later on, they have that other pick. And I believe
that's what he's talking about. Simpson, Mike.
Mel's got the, let's see. Let's look it up. Mel's got the Jets taking Ty Simpson with the 16th pick in the first round. That's the pick I believe the Jets got from Dallas. So, bottom line is, but he's a rookie. So, again, if you're going into next season, you're obviously moved on from Justin Fields. So now you have to decide if you do draft Ty Simpson with this is the Indianapolis. Jets got this pick from Indianapolis.
Okay.
Not the Cowboys. They got another one but it wasn't this one. This is the 16th pick.
I mean, you definitely
from
could.
Indy. And the question's going to be, if you're the Jets and you're looking at a quarterback, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they got to get one for the future, for sure. But I don't know if you want to go in. You got a top receiver in Garrett Wilson.
Right.
You got running backs. Even though I think their number one back is going to be, I think he's going to be traded. I don't know if he's a free agent or not. What is his name? Number 20.
Oh. The New York Jets. Let's look at the running backs. They have Breece Hall.
Breece Hall. That's who it is.
Yeah. That's who.
That they talking about. I don't know if he's a free agent or they said there've been trade requests, not from him, but people want to talk with him. They after him, and he can run and catch the football. He's excellent at that, and he got good stats to be playing in that place where he's really the main. With Garrett Wilson going down, he was the main guy. He's going to run it, he's going to catch it, and he still put up numbers. So
it looks like they did not trade Breece Hall before the 2025 deadline.
No,
but now the team aims to get him on a long-term extension.
They better. I like their backup too. I like they good at the running backs. If they can keep both of them, that'd be great because they got some talent.
So they probably. It looks like the Chiefs were close to a trade for Breece Hall. That was in November, but they were offering a 4th-round pick. Rumor had it.
Okay.
And evidently the Jets decided no. And now they're looking to keep him, which they should.
Yeah.
Now the Jets' problem is quarterback, and there'll be other teams looking at quarterbacks.
Yeah. They got to go after.
And Malik Willis could be the hottest prospect because Rodgers is probably going to stay with Pittsburgh, we think.
He ain't going to go back to the Jets anyway.
Daniel Jones is Daniel Jones is injured, so we'll see. He has to
come back from Achilles.
He has to come back. Somebody will sign him. But if you're a team and you're looking to get your quarterback and you look at, I think Malik Willis is probably the one where you can sign to a 3-year deal and give him 75, 80 million or something, 100 million, 33 million guaranteed a year, something like that for 3 years and sign him up because that would be a deal, especially if he takes off.
And if you do want to get Ty Simpson, you go ahead and get him. But I would definitely be, if I can't get Malik, then I'm looking to get Ty Simpson and then Mariota.
Right. Because Mariota is actually, I think, the 4th one down there.
I'll get him.
Is you got Aaron Rodgers is 3rd, Malik, and then Marcus Mariota would be basically 4.
Yeah, because they can still run the football.
Right.
He plays well at quarterback anyway, so try to be more of a running team. And then, use him off of play action and stuff because he's an adequate quarterback put in there at any time. So
right.
I wouldn't be scared with him, but I can't go down to, I'm not going to talk. No, they all great players. They in the NFL. They got some kind of talent. So
Right.
Trubisky is a guy that I wouldn't trust him like I would Mariota.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, I
he
would
could come in and do decent for a while, but he's not better than Mariota.
Quarterbacks talking more in the NFL when we get back. Saturday morning sports page. And we'll talk about an 18th game in the NFL. Back. Western Reserve Radio.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com.
If I could be you,
and you could be me, for just 1 hour,
if you could find a way
to get inside each other's mind.
Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out, and for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras.
Saturday morning sports page coming back at you. 330-707-4202. Looking at the international games in the NFL 2026. You're going to like this, Dave Clark. NFL for this upcoming season will play nine games, international games.
Wow.
They will play in Australia, Melbourne, Australia, which we looked it up, and it's like 15 hours to fly there from LAX. Then that's going to be the Rams at the 49ers. Then they're going to have the Paris-France game. And then there's going to be a game in Rio de Janeiro. That's going to be Cowboys at the Mexicana Stadium. That's going to be also. And other international games include Madrid, Munich, Mexico City, and 3 in London. So they have the Saints are going to go to Paris. Dallas is going to go to Brazil. The other places are on the slate. They just haven't named the teams.
Yet. 9. Remember they used to get, what, 1?
1. Now
maybe 2. Now 9.
Now it's 9.
Wow.
They have 9 games next year, this upcoming year. they will be going out, and Australia obviously being the longest flight, which is about 15 to 16 hours, depending on airlines. But that's unbelievable. And then they want to. They want to get to 18 games. The players don't want it, so not yet anyway.
Well, free agency is what after 5 or 4?
I think it's 4.
It might be 4. 4 years. Yeah, you want to take it down to 3.
3.
Yep, get that down to 3. Got to have 2 bye weeks if you're going 18 games. One is not going to do it.
Yeah.
Expand the roster.
So if they're going to do the free agent, the players should push. It says here, unrestricted free agents need 4 plus accrued season to sign anywhere. So it's 4 seasons. Restricted is 3 seasons. Then they can get it. So restricted get tendered by the team. So the way it works, that's what it is now. If they're going to get that 18th game and the players don't want it, the owners are definitely pushing this.
Oh, yeah, they're going to push for it.
The players should push the free agency to 3 games, and then they have to expand rosters. They definitely need 2 bye weeks. What we'll do ultimately would push the calendar to have the Super Bowl played the Sunday before President's Day, which is what they want to do.
Yeah.
So that's where this is going to head, where they go to the 18 games, but they're going to have to go increase the roster spots because you're just going to have more injuries, more games. You need more players. Then you're going to get pushed for free agents to basically kick in at 3 years, shave it off a year, and then maybe do something with, anything else that they could probably figure out to help the
and
players.
Probably drop the 2 preseason games from
that would
Only the
they
people in the
wouldn't
Hall
play
of Fame
more
game be 3
games because they would just play one less exhibition game, which the fans want this. The owners want it. The players don't want it because of the abuse on the body.
Oh, yeah.
But that's where this is headed to. Now, when does it happen? Right now, the NFL's players don't have the person that runs it is an interim.
Yeah, right.
So they haven't elected a full-time president of the Players Association. So that's what the players probably need to do before they tackle this whole 18 game.
It's going to be pushed. They've been pushing it anyway for a while, but they're going to really put the foot to the middle.
Yeah, I think the owners are kind of looking. They were actually saying the Super Bowl in 2 years is supposed to be played at Atlanta, and they haven't given it a date yet.
Yeah.
And people are getting upset because they need that. They need it a couple years in advance to get ready for this. So they're not giving you a date in Atlanta because they think by then they'll have 18 games. And that would push the date out to President's Day or the day before the Sunday before President's Day would be the Super Bowl. Then everybody has that Monday off. And that's what they want.
Oh, you definitely want that.
Even though they don't want to play the Super Bowl, I kept saying for years, why don't you play it Saturday night? That's what they should be doing the whole time. They'll never do that, but that's what they should do.
Yeah.
And then everybody could take Sunday, but that's been talked about, but that's never going to happen.
Yeah, because that they don't want to hear that.
No.
And why they don't want to hear it? Because we want more games.
That's right.
More money.
More money. And why do you think they're going across doing all these international games? Because Goodell's looking at more money.
Yeah.
And they're to the point now where if they go to 18 games, they go to 2 bye weeks, they could probably start having games. They could do they could do 5 games 5 days a week. Leave Friday and Saturday alone and then go the rest of the days could be for the NFL. Well, right now you're almost there. You have you almost have it. You have Sunday, Monday, Thursday right now. You got three days, and sometimes they do Saturday anyway because it's who they are. But I mean, you're not far from if you throw Wednesday in, you're 4 days.
Yeah. If it creates more money, they'll do it.
They'll do it. Whatever it takes, they need, they're going to do for money.
And people get upset about the players want more money or want this or that, but it's an abuse to the body. Seriously.
Well,
I mean,
here's the point, and they were talked about a little bit. I heard this yesterday, and this is so true. It's like the players are bigger, stronger than they ever were previous years, but they seem to be getting more. They're injured. What the problem they ultimately have is your ACL, your MCL, your Achilles isn't. It's the same as it's not any strong. Their Achilles and their knees aren't any bigger and stronger than anybody, the average person. They still have their tendons are the tendons. So just because these guys are bigger and stronger, they hit harder, and they do. They're more apt to get injured because the body can't take that.
Yeah.
Not like back in the day, like when you think back in the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s, where the players weren't bigger and stronger. I'd make the argument you didn't nearly have the injuries because the guys weren't hitting as hard as they were as today because the guys aren't bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
And you look at the, what'll open up your eyes is you look at, I have an Ohio State, Michigan book that has it year by year, roster each year. Mm-hmm. And what's really amazing is when you look at the size of the players as the years are, it's unbelievable how bigger they are.
Right.
But their bodies, their tendons, their knees, their ankles are the same size.
Yeah, it's just the collisions.
The collisions are harder.
But the thing, in my opinion, the injuries are different now.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're strong. Guys are not. Back in the day, guys got injured, ACLs, whatever, Achilles, on a hit.
Right.
These guys don't get it. They just be rolling out, and it just snap. Why? Because they're so powerful. It's just like, we'll go back a little bit. We'll go to the 90s. You look at Bo Jackson, who was different than anybody else. Is a naturally strong guy. Anyway, the reason his injury was because he was so powerful that when he got tackled, it wasn't the hit. He was just so powerful that it just like exploded, just with the other way because it just was too powerful. And that's what happens now. You see it all the time. Guys snap something, even in basketball, just a certain move, snap, because they're so powerful now. They're explosive. And that's what they work on, explosiveness. And those are the things you got a guy that might have been back in the day at 220. Now it's 260 playing linebacker and can explode even better than the guy back when he was 220. Same tendon. You blow those things right out.
And that's what Bo Jackson was actually on Mad Dog Russo talking about that. And he actually had, I think he said, don't hold me to it, he had like a strain, like a knee or something before that. Mm-hmm. And Mad Dog asked him, you think that could have contributed to your injury? He goes, yes, definitely. Mm-hmm. He was playing hurt, but he believed that minor injury caused
the other one.
The other one. And that he said basically what happened is the dislocation, once it cut off that blood supply to the hip bone, which resulted in a vascular necrosis where the bone tissue, that's a condition where the bone tissue died. That's what, in essence, ended his football career.
Right.
He played baseball with an artificial hip for a few years after that.
Yeah, I don't even know how he did
I don't know how he did that, but he did it. But the bottom line is he had the hip replacement in 92, and bottom line was that did away with the football career. And as we've talked time and time again, where bottom line is Bo Jackson probably would have been a Hall of Famer in two sports.
Yeah.
He would have been
he
was definitely going to be he was going to be a baseball. He would have been baseball easy because Bo with his body would have played till he was 40, and he would have just accumulated a lot of hits and broke a lot of records, I think. Mm-hmm. And he was developing into just one of the best baseball players ever, one of the best. And he played football, and had he had a football career, we watched him play football, and he was going to be again, one of the best running backs of all time.
That was unbelievable when I seen him play like that. To come straight from baseball,
yep,
and then throw guys that's been playing all season. They trying to tackle him. He's just throwing around like rag dolls. And they were bigger. They were big then, but it still didn't matter. Ask Bosworth. He'll tell you. I mean, he just ran like him, like a piece of paper.
His career was never right after that. Bosworth's career was never right after that. Although Bosworth was basically undersized and had shoulder issues, because I was reading a book where he kept. I was at 30 for 30. They did on him.
He was hurt at Oklahoma like that.
Yep, and that's why he did steroids, is to get over the shoulder injuries. And had, bottom line is, his shoulder kept dislocating the shoulder. He got into the NFL. He was pretty much done physically.
Yeah, but he
was good. He was very good. He was good college linebacker, very good. But again, he had, because of the injuries to the shoulders, when he got to the NFL, he just couldn't play at that level because his shoulders kept dislocating the shoulders because he was done.
Yeah, that's boy. But we know they're going to get to 18. I don't know how.
But they're going to getting back to the discussion of 18 games.
I didn't even think they was going to get to 17. I said 16 would be enough. That's it. Go back to the days of 14. But 16. Okay, that's it. But that money, they're going to want more and more. Give me more.
Well, when you look at the streaming, Netflix, Prime, where all the games are going. And that's, again, money generated. Goodell is now, pushing. And, Goodell's doing what the owners want him to do.
Exactly. I used to be upset at Goodell.
No.
He's just doing what they tell him to do.
He reports to the owners, and the owners want him to do whatever they want him to do, and he does it.
Right.
And that is to make money, as much money as out there. Yep. And that's why you have Prime paying $1 billion to the NFL. And Netflix will pay millions of dollars to just do 3 games on Christmas, or 2 games on Christmas, because, they know the ratings are there. And the NFL will push everybody aside, and they're the bully on the block, if you want to call them that, but they take over because of the popularity. Mm-hmm. And they basically run TV ratings. All the other sports are... You're almost to the point now with the NFL, because the NFL is just encompassing the whole year. They've almost made the other sports, baseball, basketball, hockey's always been a niche sport, but they're almost making baseball and basketball quasi-niche sports because of how football has taken everything over.
Yeah. You remember how back Christmas Day was sacred to
it was
the
all
NBA?
Basketball. NBA took it over.
Not now.
No. And as soon as football...
and they'll take anything else they need to take over.
Right.
Remember, they didn't play on Saturdays.
No.
Because they wanted to college football. And they didn't play Friday nights because the high school... No, I don't care about high school, college. We're the king. And ratings-wise, we can't say anything different, but they are the king. Money-wise, we know they are. So what you going to do? So 18 games, I say within the next couple of years, we'll probably be there.
Oh, they'll get there.
Yeah.
What the players will do is this will give the players the opportunity, because the labor agreement doesn't expire until 2030.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they got it. Yeah.
The owners aren't waiting till 20 to 30 to get to 18 games.
No.
We know that. I mean, we know that Goodell's already made. He was earlier last year, he made a comment about 18 games, how important it was. So, we know where they're going here.
Yeah. I'd say within 2 seasons, seriously.
I think that's where it would be.
2028?
I would say we have 2026 this year, not happening this year.
Right.
I would say if you're going to bet it on FanDuel, which I'm sure you can.
It's going to be on there.
I'm sure it is. My basic money would be probably 2028 would be my guess.
Yeah.
Which means the 29th Super Bowl would be played February, that Sunday before President's Day, because it's going to expand that calendar out. And it will almost take over February. Yeah. You see, that was the thing, is if you break this down, if you go to 18 games, you're going to expand that football calendar even longer. Mm-hmm. So now you're going to take up all of January, getting well into February with your conference finals. Everything's pushing back.
Yeah.
Then you're playing the Super Bowl, which fans are going to really love this because then you can go right from your Super Bowl and you're only a week from college basketball conference games, like playoff games. So this would be great because people will love the Super Bowl being over right then. You'll pick up college basketball because your March Madness and Selection Sunday are only a couple weeks away.
And then you play the Final Four.
Right.
And the game is usually the first week of April.
Right.
And then about 2 weeks later is the
NBA
NFL draft.
playoffs.
Well, you got the NBA playoff and the draft.
And
the
the
NFL.
draft. The draft
Then they
is at
back
the
in
end of
session.
April.
And
Right.
then it's on from
So
there.
if you're a sports fan.
Well, isn't the free agency, what do they call it? Free agent frenzy. That's in March, right?
Yes, NFL free agency.
And it goes, it's on all ESPN, it's on everything. The NFL Network all day long, talking about free agents. It's a year round. It's year round now. That's what the NFL is. Year round moneymaker.
Here it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot, Pat. But if it's money they can get, that's what they're going to do. They're not worried about the players being injured. But if they can't, I wouldn't do it. I'll hold out from doing it if they don't expand those rosters. They have to.
Well, they have to.
They got to do that. That's
If
just
they go
unsafe.
18 games,
Yeah, you got it.
you're going to have to really expand the rosters, and you're going to have to give them 2 bye weeks.
But they're
Which
talking
they
about
say
giving only 2 players to the roster at one time.
Well,
I remember them saying it's got to be more
no,
than that. It's got to
you've
be about
gotta-
5 or something at least.
You've got to really expand the roster, probably, I would say 5 to 7 players.
Easy. Yeah.
Because, right now you could see the problems with all these injuries this year, and it seems like every year there seems to be more injuries. But I think you're going to have to expand these rosters anyway. And then ultimately you're going to run into 2 bye weeks, 18 games. It pushes it out to President's Day. Sunday before would be your Super Bowl, and then you get into the free agents. And that's kind of where you're looking at. So if you look at your calendar, your sports calendar, you're right. The NFL wants to become a 12-month season. They want the season to be 12 months. Basically
They're
between
almost
the
there.
draft, free agents, training camp, and then obviously you bring up, and now, especially if you go to 18 games, then you only have 2 exhibition games.
Yeah.
So
And they could cut another one down, just have one, because they do those joint practices.
Right.
That are actually they're more efficient.
They are.
For working on certain things than a preseason game. Now you want to get a preseason game just to have like just to have that atmosphere of a game-like situation, but those practices is definitely a lot better because you can stop it, go over certain things, so it really helps. And then you going against somebody else. I used to get tired of going against my own teammates. I
You don't want that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that
because you don't want
after
you
a
don't want
while.
the injury.
Yeah.
Yeah. Technically, the day free agency is scheduled to begin March 11th, 2026. That's when the free agents hit the fan. But they do they set it up before.
So we got a month before that starts.
Yeah, really, when you break it down, today's the 7th. You're right. We're a month from free agency in the NFL. So you go to now. If you push that Super Bowl further into the 3rd week of February,
it's like a couple weeks later.
You're a week or 2 later. You got the free agents creeping up. So people that love the NFL, and I'm convinced there's more of them than any other sport by far, and the ratings show that. But now, and there are people that love the year round.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they don't really pay attention to a lot of the other sports. There are people that are just focusing in on everything going on in the NFL, free agents, and then you have the draft in April. So you go from free agents, and then the draft is April 23rd. So another month later, you've got the whole draft thing to deal with.
Yep. Yeah, that's how it is. And then OTAs start right there in May.
In May.
Yeah.
So you've got your calendar, and when you break out the calendar, you could see that pretty much every month the NFL has got a significant event happening, and that there are people going to watch these events and getting ready for the year as voters. And obviously you have high school football and college football. And I know we didn't get to college football, but college football, everybody, I love these, all the experts say, not all, but a lot of them say the college football should have their season concluded by January 1st. But they're actually doing the other way.
Yeah.
The college is actually expanding it further next year. It goes a week further.
Yeah.
The game is, I think it's January 25th. Irish Mike will call us, but he sent me a text about, the way this is, and this is insane what they're doing with college football. Like, here, let's look at college football real quick because we're coming up on our break. But since we're talking about football, let's slide over to college football real quick. They have college football playoff schedule starts next year, or this year, 26-27. Wednesday, December 30th would be the first playoff game.
Is that about 2 weeks later than we started?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks.
Or at least, I know it's at least a week,
I think it's a week. It's a week later.
We started right before Christmas, huh?
Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah, it was right. When the quarterfinals are Wednesday, December 30th, and then January 1st, they have the 3 games at the Peach Bowl. And then they've got the January 14th and 15th are the semifinals. Then they'll play the final. They're going 2 weeks, I believe, on the final. So the final's not playing till the end of January now.
Yeah, when it used to be
the 24th,
second week.
Yeah,
it used to be early.
Yeah, it used to be earlier. Now they've pushed it up. It said here, college football quarterfinals and semifinals for the next 2 years. Now this includes a 2-week break between the quarterfinal and the semifinals for the next 2 years. So they're having a 2-week off between quarterfinals and semifinals. So it's a 2-week. There's 2 weeks off between quarter and semifinals. Okay. So that's pushing it further into January.
Yeah.
Which means you're not going to play the final until the last week of January.
And that's why the NFL will expand too.
And the NFL's going to go expand because they're going to play to the end of February. Now, people think that the college should do the other thing and play earlier and get it done by January 1st. Yeah. But we all know that that's never going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know too many things in life to put as they say, put the cat back in the bag.
No.
Once it's out, it's out.
No,
I don't think they're going back the other way.
No, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. That's the other saying, right? You can't put that back. You can't go back and say,
you're making that type of money.
No,
and that's the bottom line,
right?
They making that kind of money. They're not going back the opposite way.
They're never going to go back.
I can't see
because they're going to keep it. College will continue to expand it, and they're going to go 12 team. They're going to go 14, but they're going to change that once the Big Ten and the SEC agree. Mm-hmm. They'll change it. Right now, it's not going to change. It's going to stay where it is because the Big Ten and the Big Ten and the SEC, which are driving the boat, they can't agree on how many teams to expand to, so they're leaving it as it is
for right now.
For now. This year coming up.
So it's still 12.
Right.
You might, like I said, it might as well go to 16, but.
Well, they need to go to 16 and do away with buys. But ultimately, they'll do that probably not this year. They won't. Next year. Mm-hmm. And then if they do that, that's going to make that expand that farther because college will end up in February. That's where you're headed. Now, if you expand the playoffs, that's just going to push that out farther.
I still remember the days of starting second week of September, first week of December is the end of the season. It's only 10 games. That's all you're playing. Remember that?
Yep.
And then the bowls.
The bowls were over. January 1st in the old days, the bowl, that was the last day. of college football was January 1st.
Yep, it was all over.
We are now almost 30 days past that. And if they expand the playoffs, you'll be well over 30 days past that.
Oh, yeah. It'll be in the beginning of February.
Yeah, you'll be into the beginning of February. If they expand the playoff, which you know they're going to do.
Yeah, it's going to eventually
the
do
Big
it.
Ten and the
It makes sense
SEC
anyway, though.
are the ones that have to decide and agree. And once they figure it out, which they will, they'll expand that playoff. And they'll put more SEC and Big Ten teams in because that's what they're going to do, especially now this past year with the debacle with James Madison getting in that didn't belong, or that's over. That they had their chance and they blew it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
People don't want to watch James Madison play Ole Miss or Oregon. Anyway, Saturday Morning Sports Page. We're halfway through the show. Back after this. Western Reserve Radio.
Nina's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Sherman Gillums Jr., Paralyzed Veterans of America.
For more than 70 years, Paralyzed Veterans of America has helped hundreds of thousands of veterans get all the benefits they have earned.
Al Kovac Jr., Paralyzed Veterans of America.
We provide one-on-one support tailored to your individual needs, including healthcare advocacy, benefits support, and career assistance.
For more information, call 1-800-424-8200 or visit pva.org. A public service of Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Sunday Morning Sports Page, back at you. Pat Lucia, Dave Clark. 330-707-4202. Get in, talk sports. We do it every Saturday morning here. Here's Western Reserve Radio. Yeah, we're talking a lot about the 18 game, and we'll continue to talk about it when the NFL gets to the 18 games.
Mm-hmm.
The owners want it. Goodell wants it. The players don't want it yet. They should just obviously now take the opportunity to negotiate this. The interim NFL PA's interim boss came out and said that the players, David White is the interim executive director for the players union, says that the players have no appetite for 18 games. And I could understand that, but now he's basically drawing the line in the sand. Now we're going to negotiate. This is read between the lines. He's got to say this. The only problem or challenge is the players will probably not have David White negotiate the 18 games. They're going to have to hire a permanent, or they make David White the permanent president of their union.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever they do, but obviously the players now need to use this as the opportunity to negotiate money and free agency, cut it back to 3 years, probably up the money, and then potentially look at 2 bye weeks and expanded rosters, and not by 2 players. You got to expand the rosters probably. If the players were probably, I would say the players should probably shoot for like 6 or 7, at least 7 players more on the roster. I mean, I think they should start 11. And I know that's probably overdoing it, and the owners won't want to do that because that means they have to pay more. But do it so they have the players, so you could have players take games off, rest, play the backups, and you're going to have that.
Right.
18 games, but the fans won't care.
No,
the fans don't care.
The same as the owners.
Right.
Give me football. Give me more.
Right. when they take over Christmas Day, and the ratings are through the roof, what the fans aren't going to sit there and care. You're not going to I'm not going to not watch my team because the backup guards playing.
Right.
I mean, everybody's still watching their team play.
Yeah.
And you're still going to put it on TV.
Yeah.
And watch the commercials. And you're still paying YouTube or whatever package you have. So the fact that they sprinkle in backups during the season, the fans aren't going to care.
No.
Because your backups are almost as good as the starters in some cases, so you don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. They're coming there and perform. That's what it is.
Right.
As long as you got that NFL uniform on.
With the uniform.
They look at you as a capable player. So,
I've said this before, that I remember back in the strike 1987. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was out in Seattle, Washington on business. We had to stay 2 weeks out there. The point is, one of my guys I was working with at the time, it's a Sunday. We said, let's go check out the Seattle Seahawks. They were playing with replacement players then. So we go to the game. We go to the ticket office. We go, ladies there. We want 2 seats. Okay. I go, just give us whatever you have, whatever's best seat available. All right. They $20 a piece. They were cheap because it was replacement players.
Right.
We get in, they're playing the Cincinnati Bengals. Everybody's had a lot of people there. It wasn't sold out, but it was close. I mean, there were a lot of people there and it was a good game.
Yeah.
And I think it was either Cincinnati scored the winning touchdown at the end of the game. Everybody was going crazy. But the point is, it was replacement players, but nobody cared because they were just watching football. Like, they didn't care it wasn't your star players because the Seattle people were all there dressed up in their gear, and the Bengal fans were sprinkled in the crowd, and everybody was going crazy.
Yeah.
But then like I said, I just came to the conclusion then, I was like, wow, I said, people don't care that it's not the stars because they show up and they just root for their jersey. They root for their team. They don't care who's on their team as long as their team wins.
Yep.
And it was kind of, and that was soon after that, the NFL players got back into camp because at the end of the day, they realized that, these replacement guys aren't that bad.
Yeah. What? Yeah, they just don't understand. That's what they think. They're not good.
No,
and I'm gonna give an example of something that I know personally. This personally happened with me. Sam Mills, when me and Garcia Lane went to the Stars, I remember we knew this guy, and he's from here. He said, y'all middle linebacker, he's a little shrimp. He's not that good. Okay, the USFL went down.
Right.
He goes to the Saints. They said, there's no way he's going to be able to play in the NFL. And what happened to him? He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But he was a bum, according to him, because he had to play in the USFL.
Right.
I'm telling you, you can find them anywhere, and they get out there and perform.
Oh,
You'll see. Because you can say whatever you want. You can't measure this thing that ticks right in
The
there.
heart.
That's the thing about it. So, you look at size, speed, this, that. If they don't have the heart, they're not going to survive anyway. I played against some guys in high school. If somebody may know this, I probably shouldn't say his name on the air, but but it was a guy that played for South High School,
Right?
And built like a Greek god at running back.
Right.
But we used to always say, "Give him the ball." Yeah, he's got a body of a Greek god, but a heart of Lois Lane. So give it to him. We don't care because he doesn't want any kind of
he didn't want
contact.
contact.
He didn't want contact, but he was a big guy.
Right,
His
big
corner was ticking in there. And that's the thing. Don't allow nobody to intimidate you. People try to used to intimidate. I used to come across that all the time because I was smaller. I was compact though. That's one thing about it. And I kept getting stronger and stronger. I didn't let people intimidate us because of their size. Because you could size them up and find out where their weakness is at, and then use it to your advantage.
yeah.
So guys just don't understand it. So replacement players, don't think that they can't play. We just talked about a practice squad guy. There was a practice squad for one team for 3 years, goes to the Chargers, becomes all pro. How in the world did that happen? You couldn't even get on the field with this other team, and you go to a team like that and start and become.
You see, this is where we talk a lot about it, but expanding the rosters. That's not necessarily going to hurt the play on the field. Like, speaking of the Patriots, look at what Rabel did with that team in 1 year.
Yeah.
He just went out, scouted the guys that fit his system. Some were either second or third string on other teams or cast-offs, and he knew they could play. He made the moves and got them in, and he built this team from scratch. And he went from, they were 4-13 last year, or 3-14, I don't know.
Like
but the point is, he got them from there to the Super Bowl in 1 year, and he did it he had a lot of input with constructing the roster, and he did an unbelievable great job. But again,
well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you got to give him credit. A lot of times they don't want to give credit, but he did win Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
which
he did get Coach of the Year.
But they sometimes they try to criticize the schedule. Like we look at the schedule, they didn't play anybody, and a lot of times that goes on. We talk even on this show. You can't. I don't like to say a team is this terrible. They're no good. If they're in the NFL, I'm telling you, they only a player or two away from being a top flight team, or maybe coaching away from being a top team. It's not that those guys stink. When they be saying they stink, I'm telling you, it could change in a matter. Look at McDonald. That's the thing about it. Both coaches. Look at him. Yep. He goes in. He said everybody's talking about we want the Legion of Boom. He said, well, I'm gonna develop this team the opposite way. We'll call it the Boom of Legion. He said because he said Pete Carroll developed the back end into the front. His defensive backs was great because he used to be a former defensive back.
Right.
And he built that team that way. McDonald went the other way.
Right.
He built the defensive line and built it back where the linebackers now are fast. The defensive backs are similar to the Legion of Boom. Big corners, safety. That number 3, the rookie from South Carolina, he's just like Cam. Built the same type of thing. And you see how successful those guys, they fit exactly what they wanted to do. And how did they come that good, that quick? And that's what Vrabel did. He kept some of the guys, brought some other guys over from his team that he know if fit his system. Where they at? I don't want to hear about they had a weak schedule. I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
You know what? Whether it's weak or not, if they're not good, see, you can see what winning does. Winning puts confidence in the guys, and they can play at a different level. So when they got to the playoffs, it was all about a weak schedule. They would have been out in the first one, but they wasn't. They was able to go through that. Now, they did get some, like you said, Stroud turned into I don't know what he turned into, a turnover machine. Like
I don't know what happened to him.
I don't know what happened.
Lost his confidence, whatever the case is.
He got his great breaks with Denver, with Bo Nix. Almost the last play before the end of the game. He had already broke it and kept on playing.
Right, he kept playing with the broken ankle.
And and they didn't know it.
They didn't even know
They
it.
finally got him out the game. I mean, they played like that. So, I mean, that was another great, no pun intended, break for New England. So they got to where they need to be. But, hey, I don't want to discount what he did. Vrabel got that team together. I don't want to discount everything they did on. Their defense is tough. I think this is going to be one heck of a Super Bowl. I really do.
Yeah, that's kind of what, when we get to it next hour, we'll talk about it and see what we think our picks are. The point spread is 4.5. It's people are still kind of leery of it because they keep saying Seattle is by far the better team, but New England is getting everything breaks their way.
Sometimes
and
teams do
sometimes teams get lucky. Let's face it, we see it time and time again.
Yeah.
The breaks, the balls, everything kind of goes
Bounce
their way.
It's just that like that.
Some people still don't trust Sam Darnold here.
Right.
And
that's why I really believe that's why the spread is not
only 4.5.
Right. I think if they thought he was, let's say he was Matthew Stafford,
or
that'd
Patrick
probably be
Mahomes,
it might,
would be
it'd be
7.5.
Yeah, or more. Yeah. But see, they thinking, he might revert
back.
You know. But see, Drake May has not had.
No, he hasn't played well at all. Not really.
No, not really.
No, he didn't play that good against Denver.
No, and he didn't against Houston. He didn't
play good against Houston. He didn't look that good.
He played well in spots when he needed to.
Right.
But he wasn't that consistent player over time. Whereas Darnold has been playing really good. So hopefully, both of them can play at their levels that they can play at. That's what I want to see. I'm glad for Darnold. I really am because I never thought Minnesota should get. It really shocked me.
A lot of the players want Darnold to win.
Yeah, it shocked me.
That aren't playing. Like a lot of the guys like him.
Mm-hmm.
He said that, and they've had like Mad Dog had interviewed a lot of the players, and surprisingly, Sam Darnold is really well liked among his peers.
Yeah.
And a lot of the players are really happy for him, and they want him to win because they generally he's a good guy.
Right.
Like Sam Darnold is a likable.
Everywhere he's been. Carolina,
everywhere.
Yeah.
All the places he's gone, and he doesn't have an attitude. And you interview him, he goes, well, hey, I learned a lot. It was part of my journey here, and I'm glad to be here. Now that, he doesn't badmouth or anything bad about the Jets. Or, of course, all the fans are bitching about the Jets. The fans are, because the Jets are a train wreck. Yeah. But Darnold won't, he won't go down that road at all. Even one reporter asked him about, Sam, when you saw ghosts back at the Jets, he goes, well, that was back then.
Yeah.
It happened. I learned a lot from it.
The Jets, I'm telling you. Yeah. I'm convinced it's Woody Johnson.
Oh, I'm 100%.
Because I'm going to tell you.
If you
Rex Ryan took that team to 2 championships.
Yeah, 2 AFC
championship games.
Yes, he did.
And it was his way or whatever. And I think that was the early years of Woody Johnson. Yeah. And I think they used to go at it because he was doing it the way he's going to do it. Oh, God, he's like Buddy. He was like his dad.
Oh, yeah, just like the father.
Yeah, we're doing it this way. That's all there is to it. But they won.
Right.
What could you say? They was taking it all away. Yeah. I actually thought they was going to be Pittsburgh the one championship game. I thought they were going to take them out for sure, but they didn't.
Too.
But they didn't make it there, and they have been really
been dismal
since then.
They've since he
left.
Need
another guy. Aaron Glenn going to have to step up and fight with Woody now. But Woody already showing he's got the upper hand.
Yeah,
you don't get no defensive coordinator. I don't care if you need one.
I don't care who you are.
You're the defensive coordinator.
The sad part is, this is just basic life. Your boss, remember one thing, I always tell people, remember one thing. Your boss has got 2 votes, you got 1. Mm-hmm. You're never going to win. You're not going to win against your boss. So call it for what it is.
Yeah.
The owners call it. So Haslam.
He got to figure something out. Aaron Glenn, how he wants to do. He might put some responsibility on some other guys. That's what you got to do. He got to oversee this thing.
Yeah.
And I want to be successful.
I feel bad for him because I have a bad feeling that it won't go well, and I hope I'm wrong. And I'd like to see Aaron Glenn go, 10-7 and make the playoffs and do something. Jet fans certainly would love to see it.
Right. We're going to see like you was talking about Wink Martindale not too long ago.
Yeah.
If this happens for the Browns of bringing him in, I done seen something about Rex again too, and then a couple other people. They got some guys that's interested in maybe taking this job that I wouldn't mind. If you don't have Schwartz, these guys will be adequate enough to do it. Because I would love to play in Wink Martindale's system, because that is, man, I mean, he disguises stuff. He hides defensive backs who blitz from who knows where, and that's what I'm saying. We've seen the Giants have a great thing with him with hardly no talent at times. I mean, I can't say no talent. They wasn't the high echelon of talent, but, man, he had that defense playing. And that's how Michigan was really good, with him being a defensive coordinator. So, the Browns got to get that together. Schwartz should have been a little bit more. He should have known he wasn't getting it. Because where's the problems at on the offensive side of the ball? And you got to get somebody that can get that offense going in some kind of way. So I think they looking at Todd Monken. He actually was the guy that wanted to draft Shador anyway for Baltimore.
Monken did.
Yeah, they wanted them, and they were going to. And the only reason they didn't is because Shador said, "You draft me, I ain't never playing there."
No.
He said, Lamar, he said, "I ain't gonna never see the light of day." And that's why they passed, and then 3 picks later, the Browns take him. So he ends up still with Monken, regardless. I thought Schwartz might think about it after a while and come back and just say, "Hey, I put in that year," but it looks like he's going to take the year off and then see what happens next year.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like Jim Schwartz, the word is, will take the year off and not coach. Wink Martindale is still out there. Like we talked about, the Jets fell apart, didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So now Wink Martindale would be, I don't think he would go back to the Giants.
No.
Doubtful because of what transpired there, because Shane is still there. If Shane was the GM.
If he wasn't there, he might, because
he got
a relationship with Harbaugh from in Baltimore.
Right. And I thought maybe Wink Martindale would potentially go back to the Giants, but since Shane is the GM and Shane was there when the whole debacle happened with Dable and Wink Martindale, I don't think Martindale would go back to the Giants with Shane. Now, if the Giants had a brand new GM, and with Harbaugh, I think the door would be open for Harbaugh for Wink Martindale to be the D coordinator for the Giants again. Mm-hmm. But I think the GM being the same Shane, he won't go there.
Right.
But I think it would be a good move for the Giants. I'm a Giant fan. I thought he was a great defensive coordinator. And I thought that when that happened with Dable, I took Martindale's side, and I thought Dable screwed that up.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to fire the guy's defensive assistants, don't you talk to the defensive coordinator so he knows?
Right.
You don't even tell him he reads about it or
he read about it or heard it on the internet. He didn't even know.
I mean, that's
what I knew right then and there. Dable was on thin ice anyway because of how he mishandled it. Then everything,
because how are you going to trust him?
Right.
It's hard to trust the
and
guy going to do that.
I guess I didn't understand, because if you're a coach, why would you do that to your, defensive coordinator? You fire the defensive assistants without consulting with him, talking to Wink Martindale and say, "Am I missing something here?" And then why was Dable firing those guys without talking to Wink Martindale? Maybe then Wink would have probably set him straight.
Right.
And they don't fire him. Maybe he goes, "Okay, I won't fire him. You're vouching for him, okay."
Yeah. Right. You have some kind of discussion.
Right.
You should. But as we see, these things happen. But see, the knife came back around the opposite way and got Dable later.
And Dable, right.
See, that's, man, it's just, it's a cutthroat type of thing. You hate to say that, but it is. It's a tough business. And we see it every
year.
Yeah, every year we wait for that Monday.
I mean, I could go down. You know, we talk about coaching carousel and talk about all the new coaches. Obviously, I know we always get sidetracked, but looking at the whole coaching carousel and where they are now, all the places.
Mhm.
The only one, Kubiak, is going to join the Raiders after the Super Bowl.
Right.
He's the only one that
they're waiting
is
on.
technically hired,
Yeah.
but he is. It's just waiting out the Super Bowl. But all 9 other positions, 10 in total, 9 have all been filled.
Right.
The 10th will be filled tomorrow, Monday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kubiak will join the Raiders. They will draft Mendoza number 1, and he will build the offense around Mendoza and build the team up.
That's what I said. I was looking at those trades. I see, like I said, about Burrow going to Minnesota.
there's
I looked
that.
at Max Crosby going to either the Philadelphia Eagles or the Patriots.
Right.
Once this Super Bowl is over. So, and I would hate the Raiders to lose Max Crosby in a way. But with him being at, I think, 30, 31, and they talking about they can pick up like 3 or 4 2 first-rounders, a couple more draft picks, and a player, you got to take that because you're trying to rebuild. You got a young quarterback coming in. You got a young running back. You got a young receiver. You trying to rebuild. That's what you do. You hate losing a Crosby, but if you get those other things, and then I've seen some very good college pass rushers, you get some of them guys in there and go from there.
Max Crosby's 28.
28?
He will be 29 August 22nd of this year.
Well, see, he's right in his prime.
So he's right in the prime.
That's why they getting so much for him.
Right.
They get so much for him.
If you trade him now,
this is probably the best time to do it.
It's all over the board. It looks like the Lions are very interested.
That's another one too. Yep.
They're all over the board here. Everybody's gonna. I think he'll be a hot ticket.
Oh yeah, and like I said, if you're trying to rebuild, you do have to get rid of some guys like that. You have to. That's the only way you're going to rebuild.
So
through the draft,
we'll have to. Yeah, I mean, if they decide to do a kind of rebuild in the Raiders, then you're going to have to give Clint Kubiak a couple years. Give him 3 years
and
minimum.
He does stuff a lot like his dad, so he's an old school guy,
right?
In a young body, so that's the way he was taught. So, that's what I think they need anyway. Something like that. They just need that. He's still young, but had that old school approach, and and like I said, I don't worry about Mark Davis because he doesn't really interfere with anything. But he does. Sometimes he makes me think he don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes, but if you get Svitek and Brady more involved, makes me think he's going to have to stop broadcasting soon if he becomes more, of a part. I don't know if he'll be able to.
Well, he's getting $37 million a year to do broadcasting.
Yeah, I know.
He's not going to stop.
Yeah, no. Well, if he takes on a larger role, he has to.
Yeah,
by league rules, he would have to.
I would think so.
Yeah, he would have to then because it would be a problem.
Does he want to give up $37 million? That'll be the question. That's what he gets
well, I don't know
year.
how much more money he get. Moving up, he would get it a significant
with
amount
Davis,
too.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, I was looking at McAfee's show, and that's what he's talking about. He said his pay would probably be more than what he gets in
they would
TV.
have to make it.
Yeah, it'd be up in
They'd
there.
have to make it so it's his interesting more than anything.
Oh yeah, you have to.
Wink Martindale is from Dayton, Ohio. He went to Trotwood Madison High School, and then he went to Defiance College here in Ohio.
Yep.
He's 62 years old, so he's out there. He'll be looking for a job, and we'll see where. I think he'll end up somewhere. Although I guess he could end up in Cleveland now, since Schwartz is moving on.
Yeah, and I'm telling you,
and it looks like he's sitting out the year.
And Myles Garrett might have been up. Now I understand him being upset with Schwartz gone, but he'll like Martin.
Yeah, he'll like
too,
Wink
because the way he brings pressure from everywhere. There's no way they double teaming Myles Garrett all day. They can't. Not the way he plays his defensive system.
No, and that's it.
And I think Alex Wright is coming on. He's a guy that's coming on. He's a young player. You got two good defensive ends. That McGuire's not bad either.
Well, he's not going to the Giants.
Yeah, I don't think
they hired Denard Wilson. My bad.
Okay.
January 25th, the Giants hired Denard Wilson to be the defensive coordinator this upcoming year.
Okay.
So they won't be hiring Wink Martindale, which I knew they weren't going to anyway.
Yes, but not with Shane there.
Now, does he go to the Browns? That's going to be the question.
Yep.
Well, we have an hour left to go. Talk the Super Bowl and anything else that comes to our mind. Saturday morning sports page back after this. Western Reserve Radio.
The stations that are always ahead of the game. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast. Youngstown, Ohio.
Sports betting network.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia1 Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia1 Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia1 Network, your sports app in the Valley.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit TAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team Pride Cobras.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
You hear it all the time. Why Youngstown State University? Here's why. Because when it comes to engineering, medicine, sports, business, and the skills you need to take your place in the world, we take a backseat to nobody. Because we're the kind of people who look out for each other. Because we care about you your success and our future together. We are Youngstown State University, and now you know why.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTB, The Scourge.
You're listening to Canton Akron Jets hockey on the iMedia.
Saturday morning sports page. Back. Hour number 3. Dave Clark, 330-707-4202. Talking a lot about NFL football and at the Super Bowl. Big day. Disturbing story. A couple unfortunate stories out there. Bad. Darren Green, Dave Clark, played for Ohio State.
What's his first name? Darren?
Darren Green.
Oh,
Darren
okay.
Lee.
Darren Lee.
Linebacker for Ohio State. He was on the 2014 team that won the national title. Linebacker, came out first round pick for the New York Jets back in the 15th. Charged in his girlfriend's death. So he played high school football in New Albany, down Columbus. Went to Ohio State. Was a first round pick for the New York Jets. And unfortunately, he was also charged with tampering of evidence. Additional charges may be pending. So he was 31 years old. He was a standout at Ohio State, linebacker, as a suspect, taken into custody as it relates to and charged with first-degree murder in the death of his girlfriend. And this happened in Hamilton County, Tennessee. So not good.
I just don't understand guys or females. Doesn't matter who it is.
It's crazy.
There's a thing called walk away. You know, if it gets that intense, you know, I done seen a lot of shows. I done watched them, and their relationship gets so intense, and these things
this
happen.
isn't the first. Sadly, he also had a problem back in 2000. This is not the first time. In 2023, he also got into trouble with domestic violence. Yes.
I wonder if it was the same girl or a different one.
It doesn't say. It just says he was arrested for assault and domestic violence in 2023. He was actually on probation up till 2027.
Oh, so he's on probation while this happened.
Yeah, I believe he was on. So not a good situation at all. And then the other disturbing headline out there was Yasiel Puig. Remember him? Played for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
A jury has found the former Major League outfielder Yasiel Puig guilty of obstruction of justice and lying to federal officials investigating an illegal gambling operation. The verdict came after a multi-week trial that featured testimony from Major League Baseball officials and Danny Katakava, a Hawaiian baseball coach who Puig placed bets through. Get this, though. Puig now faces up to 20 years in federal prison and is scheduled to be sentenced May 22nd or 26th. So Yasiel Puig could get 20 years in prison for this. Basically, that would pretty much put an end to his baseball career.
Oh, yeah, it's over.
He was a pretty good player.
Yeah, I mean.
Had a lot of raw natural ability.
But it's not enough money. It's never enough for a lot of these guys. I still remember, and he's in prison, I think, still now, Darrell Henley.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
For the Rams.
The Rams.
Very good defensive back.
Very good.
I mean, really good. He went to, I think he played in the Super Bowl and everything. And here he was part of a big-time drug ring. He's got, I don't know how many years in prison. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I think Henley also, will pull it up. He was a very good player. And he was I believe he's in prison pretty much. He also was involved. He was sentenced to 41 years in prison.
Wow.
And it has to go with the drug case. And then I believe he got in trouble. Here it is. It goes back to back here. He was ordered to prison for conspiring to run, as you said, a nationwide cocaine drug trafficking ring, and then plotting to kill the judge who was presiding over the case. That's what it. And then he ended up with. He will remain behind bars until he is 65 years old. He is after serving 35 years. And he's in the maximum security prison in Marion, Illinois.
And how old is he right now? It says that.
What's that?
How old is he right now? Or doesn't really show that?
He is born in 1966.
Whoa.
So he is 59 years old.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was, born in October 60, he's 59. So he could get out in maybe 6 years. He'll be 65.
He went when he was 30.
Yeah.
Man, those years went by that fast.
Been a long time.
Yeah, I knew it was. I didn't realize that was in the 1990s. It seemed like it was in
it was the 1990s.
2000s.
1997.
Wow.
And that was March 10th of 1997.
So he's been in there 29 years already.
Yeah, 29 years. Yeah, it'll be
You gotta
29
look at that
years
and
in
say,
March.
was that worth it? No.
Yeah, and I remember the drug thing, and then he tried to have the judge
off, and that did it right
that
there.
did it.
That gave him the extra.
Yeah, that pretty much. I mean, I think if it was just the drug, he probably would have been out.
Yeah.
If it was just dealing drugs after so many years, but trying to have the judge, the attempted murder of the judge kind of didn't go well.
Crazy.
So that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy things going on in the sport figures. So again, unfortunate, very bad situations for Darren Lee and Yasiel Puig going in prison.
Yeah. With all that talent.
All that
I just
talent.
don't understand it. I just don't.
So, getting to the game, Dave Clark.
Mm-hmm.
What are your, I think this Super Bowl is lower on the scale of interest. It doesn't seem to be bringing the juice that previous Super Bowls have brought.
Yeah.
Still a good game potentially, and people are going to watch this. So, but the hype hasn't been nearly.
No, it's not the hype of the original game.
No.
When you say the Marshawn Lynch, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady Super Bowl.
That hype.
They don't have that hype to it the same. And that's because there's a lot of unknowns. You got Drake May second year. You got Sam Darnold who, you didn't look. You're not looking at these guys as in the same way you would have looked at Russell Wilson and Tom Brady. So when you look at that, and then the Legion of Boom defense and all this, and you just don't see. You don't have all that on it.
No.
So they get a chance to really make some history about themselves with this Super Bowl. But now with us who love football,
I'll watch it.
I'm ready.
Now I'm ready to go.
And I'm excited about it
me
because
too.
I don't know what's going to happen.
And I think it's going to be.
I'm looking for a good game. I really want it to be an excellent football game.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. Rabel's a good coach. He's elevated this team. They find ways to win.
Mm-hmm.
People keep thinking, well, New England's really not that good. Experts think Darnold's going to have to turn the ball over to keep New England in it. But if Seattle plays good and they don't turn the ball over, this could be a blowout. So, speculation is, but feel that Sam Darnold will have to, or the Seattle will have to do something as turnovers to keep New England in the game. But if Seattle plays like anything like we've seen them play against the Rams, against the 49ers, this could be a blowout because they're not impressed with New England because
Right.
New England has not been impressive in the playoffs.
No.
As you broke down, we talked about it in detail the first hour about how that game against Denver was almost, you always say teams beat, Denver lost the game. Like nobody, I don't ever, you know how we were coordinated did New England beat Denver? No, not really. Denver lost the game to New England. There's a difference to a team getting beat. Like Seattle beat the 49ers.
Yeah, they beat them.
They beat them.
Mm-hmm.
That was not like the 49ers didn't lose. No, they got beat by Seattle.
Right.
There's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle and the Rams Seattle did win because the Rams defense was sleeping at the switch, especially when they couldn't figure out how to guard Jackson Smith
Yeah.
and Jigma. They'd forgotten, well, who is this guy? Well, no, because
Yeah,
he was open the whole time.
Yeah, no, I don't know what they was doing.
I don't know what they were doing on
Yeah.
defense. I mean, so I always kind of look at more Seattle beat the Rams. But New England, I mean, I don't even know if they really beat the Texans as much as Texas lost to New England because of Stroud's turnovers were just such excruciating where it really made a difference on the game. If Stroud doesn't throw that pick six and not fumble and turn the ball over with that Houston defense, you think Houston might have beat.
I really feel bad for him. Because,
yeah, I do too.
Because this guy was playing some. I mean, I seen him through the ball with his body not even facing forward. He just threw it up.
Yeah.
Just threw it up. I mean, I couldn't believe it. When I seen that, I said, wait a minute.
That pick six was just, I was screaming, take the sack.
And you know, and that's what I said. He just like enhanced what happened against Pittsburgh.
Right. He made it, magnified it worse.
You know, and like we both said, Le'Veon Bell, what is he talking about? But then when it came to that, I'm like, what is wrong?
No, well,
then when Le'Veon Bell said, you know, is he doing something, or is something really wrong? And he was right. Something was wrong.
Yeah, well, everybody.
This guy was horrifying. I can't believe it.
Le'Veon Bell and many people, I think even Ryan Clark said, take him out. Go to the backup, Mason Mills, in the second half and take Stroud out. And I was thinking the same thing when I watched the game. I think you need to go to Mason Mills, the backup, who won games for you in the second half, and see what he can do. Now, Stroud settled down in the second half, but they had just gotten themselves behind that 8 ball, and he just never really recovered from that first half performance. And sadly, the defense played very good. It was just, you can't hand.
Yeah, you give him the ball at the 10, the 15.
And then,
You can't do that.
Can't then give him a touchdown on top of that,
Yeah.
right? It is field position, and you can't turn the ball over inside, your own 20 and 30-yard line and hand the ball over to the other team.
Well, now he's on a hot seat for next year. He's gotta come out.
They have to decide his contract. He and Bryce Young are in that same boat. Their contracts, they have another year, and then they have to decide. Because they have that fifth. Does the team want to pick up the fifth-year option on both, like Bryce Young and DJ on Stroud? Do they want to pick up that fifth-year option?
Yeah.
And that's going to be the question.
Yeah, that right there was just, I don't know what to say for that. I just when I seen him throwing like sideways, not looking, just throwing it, and he did it after he did it the first time, I said, okay, what is wrong? But when he did it right after that, and the ball just happened to fall incomplete, which was great. It was almost intercepted again, and it would have been New England right down there. I said, I don't know what's going on with Stroud. And he would sit there calmly, but he just, I don't know. So when Le'Veon Bell made that suggestion, they needed to go to the backup because something is not right with things. He got ripped on social media. Yeah, shut up, you ain't doing nothing. There's something, but he was telling the truth.
But he was telling, he read everybody's mind.
Yeah, he just said, get the backup in because something is not right with him. I don't know. Did the pressure get to him, whatever, but something happened because I'd never seen him perform like that, college or pro.
No.
That was horrifying.
No, he has a 5-year, he'll be entering 2026
That's his 4th year?
This is the 4th year.
Yeah, so they got to decide.
And they got to decide, do they want to pick up the 5th year club option, which is 20 for next year?
Yeah.
He and Bryce Young are in the same boat.
Well, yeah, well, they're going to figure.
1 and 2, they same year.
He's got to come back, really play good. I mean, it seemed like they're leaning. I've seen that on NFL Network this week about Bryce Young. They are leaning towards giving it to him because he's just shown a lot of improvement. And I think Houston was at that thought process too until what they seen towards the end.
Those last 2 playoff games have got them concerned.
And he had some little shaky stuff before
During
that,
the
but
season.
it wasn't that bad. Nothing was like that, but that was horrifying in the biggest moment. That's when you need him. So he's going to have to come back, just get himself back in order. But they do know they got to know that they got a good backup in David Mills. They can't not let him go.
It says here, as of February 2026, Stroud is eligible for a contract extension for the first time. Predictions suggest a massive 4-year, $224 million extension with $110 guaranteed following his rookie deal His rookie deal was $36 million. The Texans are expected to exercise his 2027 fifth-year option as they lock in their franchise quarterback. So it looks like the Texans are going to grant the 5th-year option. Then they have to decide, do they want to give him that extension?
Yeah.
But they will probably
lock him because it's hard to get a good quarterback.
Right. And I think you got to give Stroud the chance this upcoming year to correct
you got to correct
the issues and find out what's wrong.
That defense is still pretty much young.
Defense is still young.
So they should be close to that clip again if they can. It's like how Cleveland, they got to get something going because why are you wasting that defensive talent? The one thing I will say, Todd Monken came in and said this. He said, and he did, I was kind of shocked. He said, this is for Cleveland to know. With me being here as the head coach, we will not get rid of anybody on that Cleveland staff on their defense. And I was surprised. I guess he's basically trying to let Haslam know, don't get rid of nobody on that Cleveland defensive staff because he could just rather hire somebody within so they can run the same system. You don't want to change from Jim Schwartz's system.
No, you want to keep it. You've just got to bring in. Their challenge is going to be to find. Maybe it's Wink Martindale now that Wink Martindale's looking for a job.
Yeah, or they might bring somebody within,
or promote one of the defensive coordinators, line or position coaches up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
To the overall and keep everything kind of in line.
Yeah.
Just following up on Stroud. This was as of Monday the 2nd. It looks like, despite the fact that he tailed off, that NFL Insider, they're predicting that they will sign him. He will be a Texan for a long time, as the Texans will give Stroud 4 years, $224 million and $110 million guaranteed. That's ESPN's Dan Graziano wrote as his prediction for the Texans quarterback extension ahead of the 2026 season. So it looks like they will extend him, give him the 5th-year option, which pays him $26 million, and then the extension kicks in after that.
Yeah.
So it sounds like...
Yeah, I think they may do it.
They will probably keep him long term.
Yeah.
And that they're going to give him the extension now. They will give him the 2027 5th year. Give that to him because it's a $26 million. And then they'll give him the extension after that, which is 4 years at $224 million, $110 million guaranteed.
Yeah. But the thing about it, I go with what Shannon Sharp said. One thing about NFL contracts is different than any other league.
Yeah, they are.
So they can give them all that, but it's according to how they word it.
Right.
They'll have outs.
Oh, yeah, they
get out
all
of-
right.
If he's not playing where they need to, they can get out of that.
Right.
He'll get some money out of it, yes.
Yeah, they have
but
a
they'll
buyout.
move on. They'll move on, yeah, because he's got to. It's going to be hard to find somebody, and you got that defense going. You got to get this guy back on track. So I know they're going to work towards that. Get it on track with them, and see what happens. If it don't work, then they know they got to go opposite way. But they don't want to. They don't want to waste this defensive effort. You can't do it. You need these guys.
Well, you have Mason Mills waiting in the wings here.
Yeah, Davis Mills. Yeah,
Davis Mills.
Yep.
I keep calling him Mason. Davis Mills.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yep.
Davis Mills is waiting in the wings.
Mm-hmm.
So then the only thing they have to figure out, because he's actually played very good for them.
Yeah, he has. Been a good backup. But can you hold on to him? You signed him. Will he stay there? I don't think he's gonna want to go somewhere and start.
That's going to be the question.
Yeah. It's
what do they do with their backup?
Yep. I don't know how many years he's under contract. They may have him a couple more, but he'll be like Malik Willis. When his time come up, somebody's going to be looking for him to start somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah. Every team needs a good backup, though. They have to have somebody that's capable, especially today's football. Even though they try to protect the quarterbacks as much as possible, overprotect. But, you need another backup. You need a very good backup.
No, you need a good – we've talked about it time and time again. And you need it. You need the backups. Mm-hmm. You see it with these teams more than anything.
Yep.
Where they basically need a good backup.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where – with Davis Mills, right now, he's a free agent.
Oh, well,
he signed a 1-year, $7 million fully guaranteed contract in September 2025, securing him for the backup through the 26th season. So he's not a free agent.
Okay.
My bad. So he's signed up through next year.
Okay.
They have to decide. After he'll be an unrestricted free agent in 2027. So they've got Davis Mills signed up for another year through.
Which is good.
This is great.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like they're going to go long-term with Stroud. Then the only question is, we already talked about the other quarterback, his cohort.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Young and him are kind of married because they were 1 and 2 drafted. Yeah. He's in the same boat. Does Carolina give him the extension that Houston looks like? It looks like.
Well, I've seen they said they're leaning towards that too.
Yeah,
him too.
And they're leaning on giving him because, as we say, if you have a good quarterback who's playing good, yet you're going to keep him in this league because it's so quarterback dependent.
Yep.
Because you can't win unless you have the quarterback. We've been through this.
I think both teams going to do the same thing.
I think so.
They're trying to keep, what's his name? The Red Rifle.
Oh, Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton. They're trying to keep him in
Carolina. No, they'll keep him there.
They want to try to keep him not retired. They want him to stay there because he's a good mentor. And then when they got to put him in, he can perform good enough.
Play.
Yeah. He can perform good enough for him for a couple games. We'll see.
Because you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Dalton is a great backup.
Yep.
Because he can still play, but I think he's the reason why Bryce Young has played so good.
Yep.
Because
Bryce
Dalton
Young said that.
And he said that too.
He said it helped him slow down his process.
Right.
Everything was going too fast, and he slowed down. Then he's been good.
He's starting to play good.
Yeah. Yep.
And Carolina ended the season on a real good note. They're in a winnable division, and that's not the worst division. If you take wins top to bottom, that's not the worst division in the NFL because all those teams had about the same record.
Yeah, it's a good division.
And it's a very competitive division. Now, granted, they don't have great records, but if you look at the records within the division, that's not the worst division in football.
No. They beat up on
Wins
each other
and
divisionally.
Losses, right.
And then, they play other teams tough. We done seen them beat the Rams, like we said, and almost won that playoff game, too.
Yeah, they won that play. Right. They could have beat the Rams in the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to Tampa. They fell off, but they're playing well early, and then it was horrible down the stretch.
Yeah. Right now, obviously Todd Bowles' job is on the line.
Yeah, he'll be. I believe him and, I hate to say it, Baker Mayfield could be at the hip.
Well, they are, because Baker's contract is up after next year.
Yeah.
And it could be, if they fail miserably.
I think they both would be gone.
They might both be gone because they don't have to. They could say, Baker, it's been nice. You're an unrestricted free agent. Go sign somewhere else. And Todd Bowles, thank you. But they owe him a couple more years because they just gave him an extension.
And I know they had injuries defensively, but they fell off when Baker started playing bad.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They
tough.
Just. Yep.
Ooh. That's our break. We're coming up. We got a half hour left. This has gone fast today. We haven't really gotten to the Super Bowl yet.
We had to do it for the last half hour.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get to it. Saturday Morning Sports Page back after this on Western Reserve Radio.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia1 Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and CityView Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia1 Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia1 Network, your sports app in the Valley. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team Pride Cobras. Ina's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532. Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Saturday Morning Sports Day. Little music there to get us going.
Yeah.
All right, Dave Clark. Let's look at these games. The game. Just for the record, you did good on the playoffs. You were 2-0. I was 0-2. My Irish Mike was 1-1 for the conference games. I got them both wrong. You got them both right. Irish Mike split it. You were 1-3 on wild card. I was 2-2 in wild card. Irish Mike was also 2-2. So not horrible. I was terrible on the. I picked the Patriots, but they didn't cover.
Right.
The Broncos, and then I took the Rams. You guys took the Seahawks. We know how that went. But this game here, it's obviously they're playing this in San Jose, and that's the problem because it's San Francisco, but it's not. They're not playing. The stadium is located really in San Jose area
Or Santa Clara.
Santa Clara, San Jose.
Yeah, well, it's really that's it.
Because it's Santa Clara, San Jose.
If you ever been there, that's what it's like.
It is. I actually, in the 80s, my job, I actually spent a couple of weeks out there working in San Jose in the office. And it's weird because I used to go to the Oakland A games, and it's like an hour and a half. Like it's a drive. It's not really a suburb. I don't consider Santa Clara or San Jose and Santa Clara are kind of like right up against one another.
Right.
So people are complaining on Radio Row is because they have to like drive over an hour to get to San Francisco where Radio Row is located at, but they're staying down in San Jose by where the game is.
Yeah.
And traffic in California is just horrific.
Yeah.
So, and it's like an hour and a half, could be up to 2 hours with traffic. So it's not, they're really playing it. They're not playing in San Francisco.
No.
But San Francisco's located there, the 49ers, but they built the stadium way out. And it's not like people crack me. Well, the Giants play in Meadowlands. Yeah, but if you know anything about it, like they're 8 miles from downtown New York City because it's just across the
bridge.
The bridge.
Yeah.
And so just because it's in New Jersey, but it's still really that's a suburb of New York City. It's greater metropolitan area.
Right.
San Jose is really not the great metropolitan area. San Francisco, you're 45 miles away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little distance.
Right.
And Santa Clara
and
San Jose, though, it's like, if people know where we're located at, let's use McCartney Road.
Right.
It's like on one side, it's Camel.
Yeah.
And on the other side is Youngstown. It's almost similar to that.
Yeah.
That's how close it is in proximity there.
Right.
But San Francisco is like almost to Cleveland.
It is.
So it's not the suburb.
No, not a suburb.
No. It's not like 10 miles away.
No.
No. It's a big difference.
No, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody's adjusting to that's out there is the fact that there's such a big difference between San Francisco
and then where the stadium is.
And the stadium, I think, is technically outside of San Jose, but it's in Santa Clara. It's a Clarita?
Santa Clara.
Santa Clara.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Okay.
It's in Santa Clara.
So the stadium's far, far away, really, from San Francisco.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the people are like freaking out because it's like.
Yeah, the only time you've seen San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco, go back to the old Kezar Stadium.
Kezar Stadium.
That was in
Right,
San
that was
Fran.
right in. Right.
Yeah, that's not. This here is not.
No, in Candlestick Park, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was they played there too?
Yeah, I forgot about they played.
Yeah, they played Candlestick where they played the Giants and the 49ers played in
Candlestick. Yeah,
Kansas Candlestick, and ultimately.
Yeah.
And the Giants still play in Pac Bell, San Francisco, but the San Francisco 49ers were really out and away.
Yeah. Yep. Big difference.
Big difference. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're a rooting person.
Right.
So anyway, the over-under is 45.5. And the point spread has been 4.5. It opened at 3.5, but went up to 4.5. So I don't know. I've been back and forth with this the whole time because part of me thinks if if Seattle plays the way they should win this fairly easy. But New England's kind of they're both 14-3.
Right.
But New England kind of has the old karma thing going in their favor. Like things just go, they're getting lucky. Really?
Yeah, this thing's just falling in their lap, certain things.
Everything's keep falling in their lap.
That's why I'm thinking about, I still think Seattle should win.
Oh, I think Seattle, the question
and really
is, do they
win
cover
big,
the 4.5?
But I'm thinking about this taking because of everything been going the Patriots' way. It makes me want to take the Patriots in the 4.5.
Yeah.
Just because of that. But I really think, oh, man, it's a hard decision because, I mean, they're talking about here the word that they're going to use Gonzalez all over the field against Jackson.
Right.
They don't want him just roaming, catching everything everywhere because he's going to catch it. But if they do that, who's going to be on Cooper Kupp?
Right.
They also use their tight end, and then they have, I forgot the other receiver's name. They got another receiver that's really good.
Well, yeah.
So
they got Kupp, and they've got the Jackson Smith and Jigma, which he's been like, he's on a roll. I mean, he's just
I know they're going to put Gonzalez. They have to put Gonzalez on him.
And the question is, can he stay with him? Because I don't know if anybody can cover him.
Yeah, well.
One-on-one, I don't know if Gonzalez, but can he, the thing you have with him, the way he's on the roll, and he's almost unguarded. He seems to be, you can't cover him. Now, does he meet his match with Gonzalez? There's your quandary, but he's the one that's been, he tore the Rams up.
I don't know what they were doing.
But I don't know if that's an indictment more on the Rams or is the fact that Jackson Smith and Jigma's just.
Well, he was running routes where they were.
No, they weren't even near him.
Yeah, so I think
like
that was
in the
something.
right at the first half was over when the L.A. Rams had to punt the ball away.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle just walked right down the field and scored the touchdown, and Jackson Smith and Jigma was open every play.
Yeah, no. Every play.
Every play.
Yeah.
And I mean not like, no, he was wide open.
Yeah.
Like nobody, and I kept saying, this guy's torching your defense. Can't somebody just guard him and stay with him? Or at least stay close to him? No, he was wide open by like 7-8 yards wide open. Like, he was almost in his own mailed code.
Yeah.
He was in his own zip code. He was so wide open.
Yep. I mean, when they kept showing on the replay, I said, there's nobody on him.
No.
I mean, I just didn't understand that. How can you have a receiver that's had a great season like this and you don't put your top
anybody on him?
I mean, even if you don't feel you got a guy that can be man, then bracket him in some kind of way. He was just running free. Matter of fact, a couple plays he was in the slot and they had linebackers on it. And I just cracked up when they did that. You're not going to, in a short space, have a linebacker on him and he's going to cover him. I don't know what they did. They dropped the ball on that one. Defensively, they dropped the ball on that one. But you can't have a guy like that just running free.
No.
And they did.
Like wide open free.
Yeah. I don't know what they were
like
doing.
home on the range free. Like he's just out there rolling around.
Yeah, I had no idea what they were doing. I really didn't. And I don't think they knew either. And they got the results from it because that's why they're in the Super Bowl.
Well, Kenneth Walker is favored to score the first touchdown.
Now that's been
plus
a guy.
370, and then Jackson Smith Jigma is next at plus 500.
Mm-hmm.
And then Stevenson, the running back for New England, is 850 plus 850.
Okay.
So that's those prop bets, touchdown. I don't know if we want to get the over/under though is 45.5, and the spread is 4.5. Seattle lays 4.5.
Oh,
so
man, that's a tough one. I'm telling you,
that one's tough. I guess the question I have, I've been like, part of me thinks New England, it could keep it close, And then if that, can they keep it within like 3 points? Could it be that good a game? Or does Seattle come out, score, and get New England down in a hole quick, and then it's kind of over? And it could be, and see, part of me thinks the game could go that way.
Yeah.
And the other part says because the way New England's been playing, they've just been able to keep games close for whatever reason.
Right.
And that's what's going to happen. And it could come down to who kicks the field goal to win the game.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking right there. That's why I was
so
leaning
you take
towards
the Patriots, you figure that's going to happen. Or you go the other end and you think, I think Seattle's a better team and they're going to win this and they're going to win it. Kind of going away. Easy.
Yeah. It's just a hard one. Everything is rolling away. Makes me want to take that 4 points. 4.5, really. But do I want to go with Seattle? In a way, part of me want that. Part of me does want that because I just want to see.
Well,
like Sam
I'm going to go
winning.
Seahawks. Although, as I keep thinking, I should go to the Patriots. That's how I am. I'm on the fence on this game.
Yes.
And I think there's going to. I'll go out on a limb and say they're going to combine. They'll be over the 45.5.
Yeah, and both defenses have been playing great, but I'm thinking something tell me that they're going to be scoring.
I'll take the over and the
is
Seahawks.
It 40? It's 45
total and a half. 45.5 total. Yeah. So if it's 24-20, you lose. If it's 27-20, you win. It's got to be over 45.5 to win, or you take the under.
I'm gonna try.
I think they're gonna keep it defensive.
I might lose both of these. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take
Patriots.
No, I'm gonna take Seattle.
Oh, you're gonna take.
No, I'm taking. Some tell me I want to take New England. I mean, not New England, but Seattle, but under.
Okay. You want to take the Seahawks and go under.
Yeah, but that means it's going to be a low-scoring game.
It'll be a low-scoring game.
That means New England.
That favors New England.
Yes.
You would think.
I would think. Yeah, that's what I would think. That's what I'm saying. Maybe that doesn't sound right. I'll tell you at 11.
Okay.
I mean, 11:58.
Okay. Just for the record, you got 12 minutes. Not to put any pressure on you.
I just looked up some stuff just to see what defensive back did the best job on Jackson Smith. And they said Rhodes. Is it Rhodes? That's what they say.
If I was you, I would do
Minnesota.
the opposite of what I did because I've been wrong all year. So I would tell you.
Well, we've all been terrible.
I took the Seahawks and over. So I would recommend you should take the Patriots and under because I've been wrong all year. I haven't been right at all. This has been a horrendous year. As far as my picks, just been college. We've been all right. We've been close to 500. I think anytime you get close to 500, that's good. This year we've both been bad, but I've been worse than you were in the NFL. We've just been horrific.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take Seattle, but I'm gonna still say what I did first. I said I'm gonna say Seattle and under.
Okay.
And I'll just stay with that.
Okay. Then if Irish Mike calls him, we'll get his picks. I don't know. That's kind of where, That
was his worst game all season, is when they shadowed him with the Minnesota Vikings defensive back. He only caught 2 passes for 23 yards in that game. And they may do that with Gonzalez, but in that game that I just read, Cooper Kupp was not playing. He didn't play. The other receiver they got now didn't play either. So that had, this probably stymied their passing game. And they were able to run the ball against Minnesota. So I don't, they might put. I know they're gonna have to put Gonzalez on. He's the best defensive back they got. They got another good one. Jones is not, but he's a slot. He's the punt returner for New England.
He's the punt, right?
He's the one that ran the touchdown in on Stroud when they threw that. He's good, but how many times will he really cover him? He may. Not if Gonzalez is going to follow him. Now, if he's not, then that just changes everything. But I'm thinking they're gonna try to follow him, try to take him out of the game if they can. But I think the key to the game is the guy you just mentioned. They say he might score first, the running back.
Yeah.
I mean, Walker was good at Michigan State. I mean, hard run. He doesn't go down with this. No. You got to hit, wrap, and drive this guy. He's not going
Kenneth
down.
Walker's been.
I mean, he's powerful too. He's a powerful runner, and they love running the football. You know, too bad they don't have Charbonneau, the other guy, but he's out. You know, so they got another back, but nothing like how Charbonneau. Them two is 1-2 punch. So we're gonna see. Darnold got to take care of the football. He has to. He has been so far, and if they can do that, that defense puts a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah.
You know, they that front. You know, another Jet cast off. We didn't talk about him. Leonard Williams. He played for the Giants too.
Yeah,
but I think he was drafted by the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets drafted Leonard Williams.
And they said, "Oh, he's a bust. He's a bust. He's not playing." They didn't know whether to play him defensive end, defensive tackle. He goes elsewhere. He went to the Giants and he was good. He just got away from
he was
as
good
a
with
free
the
agent.
Giants.
Yeah.
It was just that the Giants
they didn't resign. I don't know why they let him go.
Giants let the other guy go, McKinney, to the Packers.
Yeah, they let it. I don't know how they did that.
And that's what I couldn't understand. And I think they were Gettleman's guys. And Shane goes, well, you know, I don't want those guys because I didn't pick them. And it's just like, that's why I question Shane still keeping the job in New York.
He got rid of McKinney and Williams.
Right. He got rid of McKinney and Williams, and they both went on and played, and they were playing good for the Giants. That's what I don't understand is like, would you got guys, and then you let them go because you didn't draft them or you didn't, you know, you didn't sign them, and the prior GM did. And then now they play good, and then the Giants' defense has been struggling. It's up and down, but I keep saying, boy, they would be so much better if you had Leonard Williams and McKinney, but you let them both go.
Because you kept Williams, you kept him with, what's your other defensive tackle's name? From Clemson, I think, 97. I can't think of his name right there, but those two on the defensive line, that middle will be hard to run against, but he's in Seattle doing what he got to do.
Yeah.
So, and McKinney is with the Packers.
McKinney's the Packers.
He led the league.
Yeah.
In interceptions.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing.
That's what I don't understand. They were playing good. They were good players for the Giants. They weren't like, oh, they're not playing. No, they were good on their defense. They played good, and then you let them go.
Yeah. Like I said, I think he's on a short leash, and I think Harbaugh controls the leash.
Well,
he might yank the thing, get out of here, because I don't think he really wants him anyway. No. But, you know, they going, that's what they wanted, but it's hot seat for Shane.
Yeah, Shane's on the hot seat because Harbaugh's not going anywhere.
No.
They gave him a 4-year, was it a 4-year, 5-year, $20 million deal? Yeah.
20 for a year or something.
I think he got 20 a year, 5 years.
Yeah, no, he's not going anywhere.
No.
And they know he's got to come in, establish Harbaugh type of culture there. And he's a guy that, you know, he knows how to coach, and his players usually love him. So, you know.
5-year, $100 million.
And I just think the Ravens just needed change voice there. That's all.
Yeah, maybe it came down to that. Just you needed the change. But John Harbaugh's with the Giants for 5 years, $100 million. He goes nowhere. Shane, you're right. He's on the short leash, and depending on how it plays out, but
if you have a great draft, he'll
keep his job.
Yeah, he'll keep his job.
He did make Brian Burns was a good free agent signing.
That was.
Abdul Carter's been a good pickup. Thibodeau's been okay. They missed on Lorenzo Neal, the tackle out of Alabama. Just never played well. He was a bust. But they have picked up. Dart's been a good draft pick.
But it was Neal Gettleman's or was he Shane?
No, that was Shane.
That was Shane's first year?
Shane had Thibodeau and Neal were the same draft.
Yeah.
He drafted both of them.
And I think Thibodeau plays good.
And Thibodeau plays okay. He's maybe, you could argue, well, he's not as good as where he was drafted, but he's still a good player. He still makes plays.
Yeah.
Granted, he may not be what you thought he was going to be, but he
the
does play okay.
The problem with the Abdul Carter, the Thibodeaus, and all those guys, they bring him in. You come into a New York Giants establishment that keeps dreaming. Where's LT at?
Yeah.
Where are they at? I don't see them.
Yeah.
Where Banks? Where they at? And they think these guys, because they do look that part in college, but they're not those guys. They got to make their own things. So I think that happens all the time. You see it. Chicago did get it. I was thinking about when Singletary left. It was like, oh God, but you got to give Urlacher his props. He came in there and proved that he could play middle linebacker and play it well, especially how big he was. I mean, you don't see linebackers almost 6'5" in the middle.
No.
And they can run like a running back.
And they've got the speed.
Yeah, so that's what that's what happens. They come behind guys like that, and every time a lineman comes in for your Giants, you're looking for where's Leonard Marshall, where's Jim Burke, where those guys at? They're not coming through the door.
Yeah,
no
they're
time
not coming
soon.
through the door.
And that's that's what just happened with great players.
As
I see Baltimore all the time looking for it. Now they look another franchise that help where you lose a Ray Lewis, you won another one, but Smith.
Yeah, Raekwon Smith.
Raekwon Smith is no joke. He's a different type, but he is there. He's physical, and he's the same type of guy. So that helps when you can get guys. But you don't find that much though.
No, you don't.
And you got to quit looking for that. But it's just something that's automatic. When you see something that great, you want to see it again.
Well, and that's what you're always hoping.
You're always hoping you can get a guy like that again.
That you can find a guy like that. And that's going to be the key for the Giants moving forward is as they build the defense. Mm-hmm. And now that they've got a new defensive coordinator, Denard Wilson.
Maybe that, yeah.
He'll be he was the defensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans.
Right.
And he was a defensive backs coach for Harbaugh with the Ravens. That's the tie-in. So Denard Wilson did coach for John Harbaugh back in his days with the Ravens. So Giants fired Shane Bowen in November of 2025. This year they fired the D. And then obviously, where I guess the other question is the Giants, real quick. I know we're coming up on the hour, but I know the Giants were supposed to make Monken the offensive coordinator. He went to the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my other question is, who's going to be the Giant offensive coordinator?
They didn't make it yet, did they? I don't know if they made an announcement with somebody.
They
did. Did they?
Giants are this is yesterday. Giants are going to hire Greg Roman.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like
similar to a type of guy that Harbaugh runs the football.
Coached for.
I think he coached for them at the Ravens.
He coached, yeah.
Did he?
Let's see here. Harbaugh's making expectations. He's going to bring in Greg Roman.
Didn't he coach at the Ravens?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Somebody familiar with. So that's always key. That's why coaches bring in a lot of their players when they go somewhere.
Well, here's the question. I'm confused here. I got to look into this. Since they brought Roman in to, they interviewed him for the offensive coordinator and then went to Matt Nagy, but that did not close the door on Roman, who's been an offensive coordinator. But
okay. Maybe they haven't decided.
They haven't. He's going to help them, but who's going to be there? Is Matt Nagy? I think they're going with Matt Nagy, but they're still going to bring Roman in.
Was he going to be a consultant?
Like a consultant, offensive back coach, and they're going to help with the backs. It says here.
Yeah, backstabber.
I don't know what the...
He's waiting in the wings. Let Nagy mess up.
I don't know. I'll have to look this up. It's crazy.
Know. Yeah, I don't know who.
I don't know who they were going to get. I thought they were going to go. I heard, but these coordinators are they like you change your undershirt. They just go. They go through these guys left and right. Coordinators get fired every year. They're the fall guys. They get blamed and they get fired because it's the head coach can keep his job providing he fires the coordinators. That seems to be what the owners want them to do.
Harbaugh would have still been in Baltimore if he had fired Monken.
He had to fire Monken, and then he stayed, and then he's out. And now I got to look up the research what the Giants are doing. It said Matt Nagy's name. I don't know. They want Roman and Nagy both in. Because Harbaugh's defense, so he's not going to – he wants someone to run the offense.
Yeah. And he was a great special teams coach,
special teams guy.
When he was with Philly. So I know he's the guy. He's going to be on top of all that.
Right. So as these jobs, kind of these coordinator jobs figure out, but Wink Martindale, could he be the Browns' next D coordinator? He's from Ohio.
Yeah, that's it. The next couple of weeks, they need to shore that up.
Another week or two.
Yep.
That's it. Saturday Morning Sports Page. Everybody enjoy the game. Stay safe. Do not drink and do not drive. Roads are very slick out there, so be careful if you travel out. Saturday Morning Sports Page, Western Reserve Radio.
Super Bowl 60. Can you feel it? We are the eve of Super Bowl 60 live.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Here we go. Live Bet Saturday. Dustin Sweetelson hanging out with Ben Stevens. We got you covered in the early window of college basketball action. Welcome to your Saturday. Your full